Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to episode 11 of Polish Therapy. I'm your boy, Cap Diesel, and I'm joined with Dr. Kaori Knight. How are you doing?
I just
Witchy of
woke
the
up from a
West?
nap.
Oh, from my now.
That was so unnecessary. Anyway, yes, I just woke up from a nap.
How was your week, man? How you been, bro?
I hate this place. Ready to leave. I'm
You
ready
talk
to move
you talking about
to
like Earth or
elsewhere.
like
Earth, probably. The US, definitely.
Jesus Christ? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? Welcome to the new people in the chat. Prince Goddess, Taku Tori, and to the usual suspects, my boy Screwface Capone. They're going along with the music in the chat. For yeah, anybody wondering, I got the link to the artist's music in the description below. But it's a guy by the name of Genesis. He is a rapper that hails from Buffalo, New York. My homeboy Otis put me on to him, and I chopped it up with him a couple different times. And funny enough, he has a comic that he's putting out with Echelon, so you'll be able to see that soon. But bro's music is dope, so I hit him up and was like, you know what? I should probably try to switch up the Starting Soon Scream music on my streams. And I thought about really wanting to get actual artists out there that are underground that are I think are dope that I want to get out there more and kind of give some more use my platform as much as I can for that because I don't get to make content around music as much because people don't be clicking all that. Y'all here for the comic shit. So, if y'all are interested in what Buddy has to offer in regards to music wise, you can hit his link out to his YouTube in the chat below. And then he's also on like Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. But bro's dope. And that's probably like my favorite song from him. And I've legit like listened to that in my car multiple occasions driving around. Bro's nice. Oh man, Kaori. We have an interesting episode in store for us. One, y'all, we get into a new segment that we're gonna be doing that actually Kaori gets to bring forth to the stream. So I'm excited about that. But more importantly than that, today we're talking about some racist comics. I found it only right because in having our fight for the DC So White campaign, we were bringing into light that there has not been a lot of ongoings or hell on a lot of different occasions issues like runs period of a lot of integral black characters in regards to Marvel and DC, specifically DC for the DC So White campaign. But I also wanted to point out in the few that we have had, they've been bullshitting. And in doing so, I wanted to bring into question a book that I did not even know existed until our Discord chat with myself, Kaori, Jay Penumbra, as well as Ernie Blair Without Fear. We were in there and JP posted about this book that he had discovered that he was reading through, and it was hilariously fucking bad. And not just bad from the point of just being bad, but from the point of being racist in a lot of different aspects. And keep in mind, this book isn't like some old Jim Crow and the Birds type situation from like the 60s or the 50s. This is a book that came out like what 2002, I think, is what he said, like early 2000s, something of the sort. And it's a book by the name of Luke Cage Max. For Taku Tori, he brought up Bitterroot. No, we're talking this. We're talking about the big two, so Marvel and DC mainline stuff.
I think.
We weren't discussing indie stuff, which we will talk about indie books. And honestly, I wanted to do a stream at some point, if not this week, next week, getting into maybe like our top 5 or top 10 like black indie books in the space that we enjoy reading. Kaori is shopping in and out, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm setting up the share screen so that y'all can see these pages as I get them up here. So let's start with just the cover art, right? This is the cover for I think what issue is this? I'm not sure which issue this is. Give me one sec, y'all.
I want to say that it's probably the last one, but it's Marvel Max, and so I think it's just called Cage.
Just Cage. Okay, I kept calling it Luke Cage Max, so it's just Cage Max. Okay, or just Cage. Here,
Yeah,
so here's like the cover
it's
art
Marvel
for it.
Max Comics.
So off top, the cover already makes me look kind of like, On a surface level, I wouldn't think too much into the cover until I find out that it's written by a white man. So off top, I'm going into this very concerned because In a lot of different occasions when we see white artists write for black characters, you have white people that are writing in their idea what they believe black people to be. And sometimes we get a decent outing from someone like Al Ewing, who may do Absolute Green Lantern and do pretty solidly well by Joe Mullane. But in some other instances, we get this, where it is literally a character, a person who I don't even know if this is like his choices for the art. But matter of fact, let me look up the art for this. Who's the artist for this? Because I don't want to give the artist any slack either. Carries by Corbin. Hold on. Is this not on? So, Kara, have you read this? While I'm looking this up, have you read this at all? Hello? Kara, you here? Am I tweaking? Is it Jazz? Chat, y'all still hear me?
Hello.
Do you hear me,
Hello.
Kara? Hello? Okay. All right, chat hears me. For whatever reason, Kara doesn't hear me. Art is done by Richard Corbin. Kara, do you hear me now? Yeah, we gotta get you in the computer. Do you hear me now? Jesus Christ. But you hear me now, right? Okay. But yeah, y'all. Richard Corbin is the artist for this book. But again, that off top makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. Now, when we're going into some of the actual pages for this book, I'm looking at the way just like black people are depicted in this that are kind of like throwing me off a little bit. And outside of how they're depicted, you have shit like this. Now, I have $5 for anybody in the chat who can tell me what the fuck this says. I will legit send y'all $5 if you can tell me what the fuck this says. Because for whatever reason, this is what we believe black people to sound like, especially not just black people, but Luke Cage to sound like. Also, keep in mind, this is a character in Luke Cage who was like the mayor of New York at one point in time. So public speaking and speaking as a whole should be a reasonable thing that could be done. If you don't know, Buddy is spelling in this. He says Hope, DOA, dead on arrival, because EA, what the fuck? Even I'm fucking up. SHIT. Jesus Christ. Bro, I already read this already before the stream. I was still fucking struggling for a second. Jesus Christ. So off top, dialogue is bad. And I'm just looking at this shit. And again, it's just awkward and weird the way these niggas are depicted. And I brought this up in the chat, and we talked about it in the chat. For anyone who doesn't know what a Sambo is, a Sambo caricature in historical media, it's usually a character that is supposed to be representing black people in a manner that is really derogatory, where we have the super black, dark skin, the big lips, and we're tending to be doing things that are very much so stereotypically black for that point in time. Sambos used to depict us as being lazy, depicted us as being animals, and all kinds of uneducated, all kinds of different other ways. And you've seen it through all kinds of cartoons and things of that nature from the chattel slavery era. Now, I want you to look at this, right? Look at these two characters here, these two Sambo caricatures. And then look at the smart art from this book. Is there not a big fucking resemblance here in regards to how these characters are depicted? Keep in mind, these are supposed to be black people. This is supposed to, I guess, be his. This is supposed to be like his version of fucking what's up, boy from Black Lightning, Tobias Whale. This is just and just the way Luke Cage talks. Again, Luke Cage is supposed to be somebody who is maybe not as classically educated, but he's a very much so educated individual who can fucking speak very clearly. But we have him speaking like he's he's Black Dynamite for whatever reason in this book. And again, even if you want to say, oh, this is supposed to be Blaxploitation, it's supposed to be written like that, it still bothers me when a white man is doing this because, again, the whole, I'm still struggling with how I feel about Blaxploitation as a whole. And I can understand it's a product of its time, but even the idea of Blaxploitation and like exploit, I don't know, that rubs me the wrong way. But this book is one where, it grinds my fucking gears because when you look at it on the surface level, it's not that crazy of a thing. But when you get deeper into the layers, and especially when you're a Black person, you're looking at this and you're like, who the fuck approved this? And again, we're talking about scenarios to where Black characters like a Luke Cage or like a Black Lightning, like a Vixen, characters that don't get a lot of books in general. I look at, okay, we already don't get a lot, so we do get a few of them, and usually miniseries at that. Why are you approving books like that? Why are these the books that get approved through the editor? Why are these the ones that get across desk? Why does Editorial not look at these when they get to them and be like, yeah, we can't approve this one. This ain't it. It's rough. It's rough to look at, y'all. Cody Jennings asks, what does the artist's work typically look like? Who did the pencil again? You know what? Let's look that up, actually. I'm so curious. Hold on. Let me pull you back up. I don't know where the hell you went. Oh, you came in with a different thing, didn't you? Yeah, I gotta put you back in here. Hold on. You want a sec? All right. Yeah. At least reframe your camera. All right. It's
It looked like you were
now.
talking to yourself. It looked like you were talking to yourself for half a minute.
I was low-key rambling, like trying to make sure I was like giving you time to get back.
On the stream, because I have the stream pulled up, it looked like you were talking to yourself. Talking, because you have this long pause where I was talking, but they don't see or hear me.
So for people questioning, I know that I know DC at least has one Black editor that I can think of, and Marquise Draper. I don't think they have any other Black editors at DC. Marvel, I don't even know if they have any at Marvel. Do you know? I'll probably need to ask JP when he gets in there, because JP did say he was going to try to pull up. But let me...
I do believe they have Black editors at Marvel. However, one, this was from Max, so I don't know who the fuck was in charge of that. But I don't know when it is that they have their Black editors inside the writer's room, because if they did like they're supposed to, we wouldn't have got that goddamn Miles Morales comic book.
Now, I looked up Richard Corbin and went to his website. Now, I'm going to show you guys the artwork that he has presented on his page, right? Now, I'm pretty sure this is the same person. I'm pretty sure. So if we just pull up some of his art here, right? Oh, buddy is a freaky artist. I know that book was freaky, but Jesus. So this is the art that he normally has, Richard Corbin. And his artwork looks pretty detailed, right? I don't see any Sambo lips on these white people.
Oh,
Hell, even on the Native American characters. If you just scroll through his gallery here of the art that he's done before.
Well, white people don't have lips, so.
And you can see the resemblance in that art style, but in the extreme, like in how extreme the art was for that Cage Max book, I just don't see the resemblance here. Now, part of that, I will say, to give him some grace, never mind, because you kind of see it here. A lot of that could be through the direction of the writer. And oh my God, who's the fucking writer for this? Brian Azzarello. Oh yeah, we talked about Brian Azzarello earlier. It's pretty dated, yeah. It's pretty dated. Mr. Jeff says situations like this and others make every instance an easier option for a boycott. And we and a boycott may be coming from us. We may try to we try to organize because you're playing in our face. Again, we already don't get a lot of books, period, especially ongoings in your mainline universes. And in the few that you have approved, we get art like this. I don't even know what the story is for that book. Because do you remember? Have you read that? Have you read this book at all?
No, I like I said when it was I did read it like forever ago, but I don't remember. That's how bored I was, and half the time I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about because it was just like him trying to sound like Samuel L. Jackson a lot, and I wasn't really sure why. So I was like, okay, I don't care, and I don't know. So
I can't. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look up who the editor for this was. I'm just like doing more shit on the stream as we're here. Editorial. A 2002 series published with art by one. So Sam, it was only a 4-issue series.
Yeah.
Creative team. Damn, they're not gonna tell me who editorial was for this? Yeah, I don't even see it. You can say it's not Samuel L. Samuel L. Oh my god.
He was. There was a lot of motherfuckers going on, and I was like.
And it's not. It was what killed me. It's like what you want. What you want. Some Django shit.
Shaft? I don't understand.
Again, and there's a lot of different instances in comic book history that depict these. As much as it pisses me off, I try to have some grace in certain stuff when you're looking at books from like the 60s. Because I'm like, all right, segregation was still a thing. It was not too far from me to believe racism would be rampant in the fucking books at that point in time. But this book came out in 2002, gang. This book was approved. It was written, approved, and published and distributed in 2002.
Now, what I will say when it comes to like the older comic books and when people are like, oh, that was a different time. Okay. Not that far away, by the way, because Ruby Bridges has a fucking TikTok. So we're not about to do that. But
goddamn.
Also,
Bridges on TikTok is crazy.
Right. With 500,000 followers, by the way. So we're not about to do that part. But what I am going to say about when, like, every time racist comic books get brought up, everybody's like, oh, that was a different time. I'm like, okay, I understand that. But y'all pretend like it doesn't happen. And then because you pretend that it didn't happen until somebody brings it up, when it happens now, everybody's like, oh my gosh, I never knew that could happen. Really? You didn't know that could happen? It happened before. Captain America was out here calling Asians yellow monkeys. I mean, hello?
Sorry to wrap up on this given
Pop Suave executes. I'm sorry, brother. I'm not gonna be able to get the name off. He says not an excuse, but late 90s to 2000s was a free for all in the media. You could get away with wild stuff back then, and you get away with it. I understand that. In the 2000s, again, I get that to a point because to Cody Jennings' point, Vince McMahon was literally dropping M-bombs and wearing do-rags and shit back then. But at the same time, wearing a do-rag and getting off an N-word is one thing. Literally drawing niggas like Sambo characters is a whole different thing in my mind. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a whole different level of extreme in my mind. But it's just me though. Where you're literally like starting to kind of copy a lot of racist caricatures that are kind of blatant. Like it's pretty fucking blatant. And even then, this man gets with a lot of that shit because he's a fucking billionaire and he was also like head of a brand that was known for being like, and if we're being honest, a little racist. Hell, at this point, you can kind of say Marvel was kind of known for that at that point. And WD change everything's a black caricature.
And DC, because DC's racism wasn't as, I guess, I mean it was, but it wasn't. It wasn't as blatant with like stories like this or stories like that What If Miles Morales bullshit that literally came out a few years ago. But Marvel, I mean, DC does their racism a little bit different. they come up with characters like Ghetto Blaster or God, this fucking character whose name is Black something, and he's not that. And I'm just like, none of that is necessary at all for you to describe. Or when in the alternate universe, when it's Mal Duncan and Karen Beecher, but in the alternate universe, he's a rapper or some shit. Like, huh?
And again, I want to let people, and I want people to understand this. I understand how this gets here, because when you have white people who have not been around or interacted with Black people or any other minority of any kind from a frequent basis, these are the kind of books you get there. And honestly, I think that these people don't believe this to be racist. I genuinely think they are writing this stuff because they believe Black people talk like this. They believe Black people are like this, because your only interactions are more than likely to be your maybe one or two Black friends you had in school that are probably predominantly white, or media. So if you're watching nothing but Blaxploitation films, you're watching Quentin Tarantino movies and things like that, you're probably going to believe that Black people talk like this and act like this and dress like this. This is what you're going to believe. So when people argue up and down with me around the idea of why Black writers need to be in charge of mostly Black books, and again, this is not me saying that you can't have any white people write any Black characters at all, because again, I point to somebody like Al Ewing in regards to how well he's been Black characters before, especially right now currently. For the most part, you need to have people that are familiar, or at least around. You at least need to have Black people in the room when these things are being made. I'm not saying you need to give them the writer's credit, but like, hey, there's no way this book shouldn't have gone from Brian Azzarello's like final draft to like a Black editor or somebody they could reference this stuff to be like, hey, is this okay? Because I find it very hard to believe a Black person would have saw this stuff on a cutting room floor and it would have been like, nigga, what the fuck's wrong with you? This is gonna look really fucking bad.
This is one of the reasons I cite y'all gonna get tired of me one day, but this is one of the reasons I cite BTS when it comes to their writing, because a lot of times everybody assumes that K-pop and comic books are the same when it comes to creation and using Black information or Black characters or Black slang, AAVE, things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like, oh, they're stealing from Black culture, they're saying this, they're saying that. Okay, well, you can't say that right now, because they sat down, they had Black producers, Black writers, Black choreographers in that room, and they said, can we say this and it makes sense in what we're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Because oftentimes when people who are not Black use AAVE, they're using it wrong. They sat in that room with Mike Will Made It and said, can we say this on this song and it makes sense with what we're saying? Is this an appropriate sentence without it being cultural appropriation? Can we do this here? That is literally all it fucking takes if you're going to write a comic book character, a story, whatever the fuck. Ask a question. Does this sound right? Does this sound racist? Having your character speak in rap lyrics and put his dirty ass fucking shoes on a white tablecloth, talking about some all eyes on me. Huh?
You know what's crazy?
Why is that bitch named Hot Wings? Why is she named that?
You know what's crazy? They do this. This isn't
good and it's all good. I don't understand.
This isn't an unheard thing. You'll see a lot of books, a lot of different IP that have books that are based in a certain universe. They'll have things like this happen. I just talked to Doug Wagner for another interview to talk about his book Narco, and his other book, his Cyberpunk 2077 Edge Runners book. And one thing he brought up to me, if you read that book, you're going to see that there is a credit for a language interpreter for the cyberpunk universe, not for like a whole different culture, not for a whole different language, but for people that speak within this IP. And he has to have, him as a writer, he has to acquiesce into certain measures of a language interpreter that does that. So if we can have language and dialogue interpreters for fictional languages and fictional stories, why the fuck can't we have something like that similar for a book like this? I don't understand. I don't get that. And Tucker Tory brings up a point here. He says, does the perception of Blackness by ruling majority define it? This is my question, sort of like how they create the conditions for your culture, even if you don't even if they don't make you choose it. And honestly, I don't even think it's I don't even think it's this thing of like fitting within this monolith of blackness. I don't think it's about what's black and what's not. In this particular example, it's an issue about how you make this book in regards to having it even look like material that has been used to shit on, I guess, for lack of a better term. I can't talk today. I'm trying to find the words, but essentially to shit on black folks. Like, this is content and this is stuff that is so derogatory and it's meant to showcase all the worst perceived traits of a black person. And in my mind, you wouldn't even want this to look anything similar to that. If I were to have a book and I had a symbol that resembles something of the sort of maybe the mustache band symbol from Germany, I'm like, I probably shouldn't have this symbol in here. If I know if it's gonna be reminiscent to this thing, because this is really bad to another culture of people, and it's me being insensitive to that aspect of things. I don't know. It'd be one thing. This is like an independent book.
All it takes, honestly, to me, all it takes is, if you're not going to give them the credit for it, fine. But somebody should be in there. If you're going to include these characters, if you're going to write these characters, if you're going to write these stories, somebody should be in there with more than a final fucking say. Because at this point, you playing. Because there's no way half this shit should have made it to print.
Mm-hmm.
And if you had those people in the room, which we know DC fucking don't, if you had these people in the room, then we wouldn't have to have these conversations, and you wouldn't have to have these accusations of you being like. And this is probably the most recent, when Natasha Irons is talking to Superboy, and she is, every single thing out of her mouth is, if Bad Baby was fucking speaking. And I'm like, why is she talking like that? She has never talked like that. Why is she here talking about some, nah, bruh? Like, you don't understand, dog? Huh? Why is she talking like that? She's never talked like that before. And then Superboy is responding in the same way as she is. And I'm like, what is happening on this page? And somebody was like, well, that's how young people talk. No, the fuck it's not.
No.
Natasha Irons is smart as fuck. She has never talked like that. Who is in charge of this book right now? Who? Dial it back.
And you know, I'd even have more grace if they like entertain the idea of like code switching. If you had her speak as though she was educated as she is, and then had her go into that talk to be like, you know, she's code switching. I'd be like, you know what? You understand the idea, but execution was poor. But somebody brings up a good point here, a point that I really want to kind of get into. Cody Jennings, too, brings up the idea there's a lot of mutual exchange between Black and Asian culture. And that is another thing I want to kind of bring up, is the idea that this isn't a thing, at least this happening in particular, isn't unique to just America, because we've seen stuff like this in manga and anime as well. When we're looking at the idea of somebody like a Mr. Popo, and the way that Ader from Dragon Ball was depicted, and other manga of the sort of that time period that may have had Sambo caricatures. The interesting thing, though, about that is they are going off of what they're allowed to see. So obviously back then, at that point in time, this is probably what, like the 70s and 80s when Toriyama was making Dragon Ball. There wasn't a lot of Black representation in that country at all. And what they're able to see is musicians, athletes, or the Black caricatures that the U.S. was making at that point in time. So all the Sambo characters, the Jim Crows from Dumbo, all these different things that America is producing and putting out to the world, these are the things that other countries are seeing. So these are what they believe things to be. So as you go forward in time and you're starting to see newer anime that are depicting Black people, like Kubo with Bleach, like recently with Gachi Akira, where you're seeing Black people that are a lot more closer to what we will look like in any fucking point in time, or just idea of like, again, we can be good characters in these stories. You start to see that in these modern anime, because these like people that are able to see more media and more things out of America, or at bare minimum talk to Black people, because there's a lot more Black people in their country. You start to get more immersed in that culture. You get a better idea of it.
And also when it comes to like where they see Black people also, because I know I've seen a lot of people say like, Some of them act like they've never seen a Black person before. And I'm like, it also depends on where in Asia you are going, because if you're going to popular cities, absolutely they've fucking seen you. If you go to Tokyo, yes, they've seen you a million fucking times at this point. If you go to Seoul or Gangnam, they've seen Black people before. But if you're going to like somewhere like Kyoto, or like even so, I'd go so far as to say probably Osaka also, because Osaka is like far off. So like if you're going to the more rural areas of those Asian countries, then yes, they're going to look at you as if they've never seen a Black person before, because they've probably only seen one or two, maybe three or four. Like, it's not that many. So yes, they're going to be looking at you like, holy shit, there's one in the wild. So like, yeah, they're going to be looking at you like that. But there's also just that, like, they kind of also make that connection because they see that you're trying to learn and things like that. And so there's that exchange of culture. So then they ask you questions and they teach you stuff, and then you teach them stuff. So like a lot of them are really absorbent to like the cultures, like culture switching and giving information, push pull type thing. And then there is the US.
And to Mr. Just's point, he brings up the idea of loving Black culture is not an issue, not being a student is, not giving credit for the culture that was sampled is, not giving space or platform is an issue. Cultural appreciation is a huge issue. And I will say, at least to most of my experience in looking at Black culture utilized in like Japanese media, they're usually pretty open about where they get their inspiration from. I did a video not so long ago around Afro Samurai and how the creator was inspired by seeing like Black people, and they just started doing doodles of a Black samurai, and how when they were developing the anime, Sam Jackson was so taken aback how dope it was. He wanted to be a part of the project, and they brought him in to voice the main character and the main side character in the series. Again, you have somebody who is very much so inspired and loved the aesthetic of Black people and infused that within his own culture, and then reached out through, well, I don't think, if I remember correctly, Sam reached out to him, but even then the studio reached out to him to get Sam Jackson attached to that because they wanted more than likely just a bigger Black star, but at the same time they probably get a Black person to voice the character anyway, in my mind. You good?
It's just I've always liked the exchange between, like, the modern exchange between Asians and Black people, because apparently everybody's fucking dream is to go over there, you know. So because it's a completely different experience, which is always fine, because I will be moving to Japan, so you know I'm good. But I've always enjoyed the conversation when it comes to Asian art and artists and musicians, and it comes to Black culture, because Black people are over there, so they get to contribute what we have as a culture with them to make sure that y'all aren't fucking tripping. And people have been very receptive to that, and I've always enjoyed that, especially in the music and in the art, where you can very much tell where they get their inspiration from, and then they go so far as to, you know, make their content telling you where they got their inspiration from, telling you who has inspired them to do what it is that they do, whether it's drawing, whether it's rapping, whether it's singing, whatever, what have you. They have absolutely no problem being like, yes, this person inspired me. Yes, this is our choreographer. Yes, this is our artist team. Yes, this is this. Yes, this is that. Giving credit where credit is fucking due. I don't understand why here, where we are the most, is an issue. I'm always so fucking confused. Always. I'm so lost every single time.
And shout out to my boy.
Not hard.
Shout out to my boy Zella Comics in the chat. He says there are parts of the States where people have never seen a Black person in real life. I don't know where that is.
It is in sundown towns most of the time, but there are people in the US in the more rural places where Black people don't go, where they have not seen Black people for real. Like deep in Alabama, or deep in Alabama.
This is like the hills have eyes type of. I've been in some country places in my lifetime.
Deep
But this is
deep,
deep. This is some deep country shit.
deep in Kentucky type shit. Like they have never seen a black person before. When I went to Austin P because I grew up in Tennessee, so gross. Anyway, when I went to Austin P, there was one girl who was at school with us, and she always looked really like she always looked at us really like sideways because it was me and my sisters. So we're all just like kind of standing there, and she always had this look on her face like she was mad confused. And so one day, because my sister Ashley, I love her to death, but she used to be very confrontational. She does not like to be stared at. She walked over to the girl and said, "What exactly is your problem? Because I've let your staring ass slide for like 2 weeks." And she's like, "I've just never seen black people before." And she was like, "What does that even mean?" She was like, "I mean, I've seen you on TV and like on my computer, but I've never actually like touched one."
Touched one is crazy. You're a real person. You exist. You're outside of my TV screen right now.
I was like, "Oh." And she was like, "And I was wondering why you were standing next to her because she looks like she's white." And I said, "First of all, not too much on me."
It's still coming after you.
Fucking relax. And she's like, "I thought y'all were her servants."
Wow. Oh shit.
Where
Servants
are we
is crazy.
at? Where are we at?
Servants is insane.
And that was around the time that Mississippi stated they forgot to ratify slavery, but remembered after that fucking Lincoln movie came out. I said, "There's too much going on." There's too much going on. There's too much going on.
Yeah. Long story short, y'all, I bring this up, and again, the idea, there are some people that haven't seen any of us. I understand that. But if that's the case, why would you then give a big black character in Marvel Comics a book where he's writing black characters if he's never seen niggas before in real life?
I'm saying.
Which, again, I'm pretty sure Brian Azzarello has seen black people before, which makes it even more of an issue that you wrote this story to be this way. And honestly, I'd be curious to interview him to be like, okay, what was your process for this shit? Because in the interviews I looked up around him, it was really just people glazing him for that book and saying, "Oh my God, yeah, the story you did for this was really amazing. The art was so amazing." And it goes to showcase like how when you're not black as well, you can miss these things. So when I bring up something like, let's say as a recent, when you're looking at the Sydney Sweeney gene, that American Eagle campaign, where she was talking about her good genes, and there were so many people who were just like, "It's not a big deal. I don't understand what you're seeing around da-da-da-da." But for a lot of people, we're like, blonde hair, blue-eyed white woman talking about her genes being better than everybody else's.
And that's always whose slogan? Whose slogan does that belong to? Oh, okay.
So it's this idea of like, okay, when you go through education and educating yourselves to understand things like this, you'll see like little microaggressions within media like this. And I think that goes into show like how bad media literacy is right now. And how honestly, I feel like there should be classes now in school, like in as young as middle school, about media literacy in regards to how that works. There should be classes on propaganda and how propaganda works and how it's created and things of that nature. So as people get older, they are more, I won't say immune, because I think you'll always be susceptible to some sort of propaganda, but you need to have some kind of pre-education on how this stuff works.
She absolutely knew what she was doing. She absolutely knew what the fuck she was doing.
Even then,
because everybody keeps acting surprised that Zendaya doesn't talk to her, but it's the fact that she knew she was doing, and then she tried to correct the situation, and then she stayed quiet about it.
They gave her all the chances in the world to fucking walk that back. Well, I can't remember what fucking, I don't know if it's like a news outlet or some, because he did some kind of interview with a girl, was like asking to clarify or like asking if she want to like walk that back. And she was just like, "I didn't know it was that big of a deal." Not ever condemning what it was or apologizing for it. Just like, nigga, we gave you the lob. It was Chris Paul off the backboard. All you had to do was finish the shot. And she was just like, "I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't know it was that bad. Sorry if I'm correct. Again, y'all correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure she said something along the lines of, "I'm sorry if it offended you." Not there's
which is not a fucking apology.
Exactly. But it's little stuff like that. If you don't educate yourself on that, It is what it is. And again, I can accept you making the mistake because you're out of ignorance. But nah, gang. Nah, gang. Even in instances where like black people as a whole are like using other cultures as part of our media, when you're looking at something like the Man with the Iron Fist, right? Like or just the RZA as a whole, somebody who's like most of his career is highly inspired by Asian kung fu flicks and this Asian culture as a whole. But bro is usually pretty good about reaching out to people of that culture to help legitimize the things that he does. Like I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, he had an Asian team either help him with like the choreography for I mean with the Iron Fist, some of the writing. So again, a lot the making of that movie, there's like people of the culture involved in the production for that film.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was it a good movie? But at bare minimum, he wasn't doing anything outrageously disrespectful to the culture. But yeah, let's move past this because I was honestly trying to drag it out a little bit too to give JP some time to get in here to talk about it, but he may be in a food coma after eating his meal. We can get into this segment that Kaori now has on these streams. So usually I'm gathering all the topics myself for the streams and Kaori just be showing up here looking pretty. But I beckoned her to put in some work and help me out with topics. So each week she is going to be going into doing a segment. I don't know what we're gonna call this shit. Kaori's Corner or some shit. I don't know. Where she's gonna talk about some weird facts or weird storylines or weird characters within comic books that you guys may not know about. And she has a few here. I think the one I want to start with.
I have two.
You have two. Okay, you just have scans for one. Okay, cool. One I want to start with for my own selfish pleasure is this Green Lantern thing that you have set up here. Let me pull this up on the screen. So, Kaori, I'm gonna let you explain this.
Okay, so I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name because if I do, it's going to piss me off. But this is a biosentient math equation that is a Green Lantern. That is his name. He's from he's from Sector 188, or it is from Sector 188, and it appeared in 1985. I can't remember what comic it was. I want to say it was Volume 2, Green Lantern Volume 2, like number 188 or something like that, which happens to also be the fucking sector he's from. But he was created just like it's like a random math equation by like this genius person who ended up becoming sentient. And then because it's just like a pure will to like be solved, it became a Green Lantern. The dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. It's me off.
How did he get a ring? Because to my knowledge, this is like the 50s.
And
there wasn't. Go ahead.
The thing is that like he used his power sometimes to like enter and erase the brains of his enemies. So how he got a Green Lantern ring is beyond me. I don't know. Because it is a very controversial topic on Oa with him having a ring. Because he does like to, you know, kill people. Or not kill people, but like erase their minds and shit. It's fucking insane. And they don't ever elaborate on it. I don't even think that they did much with him as a thing. He just exists there.
Jesus Christ. And you know what? I've seen Stranger Lanterns, so I'm not too mad at that. Honestly, I'm really curious in seeing like what kind of cool stories you could write with that character. Is maybe not a mainline character, but I'm surprised I haven't seen more of them. Because we've been using Mogo to death in Green Lantern comics for a long time. I'd be curious to see Desert RRR.
They don't use Chip either. Chip is a squirrel, but he got killed by a school bus, so.
Okay. Cody Jennings talks about in the chat, people in the comic space were arguing about which political party Malcolm X would have favored more.
I can't.
I won't. I'll put it like this. I had a lot of debates and confrontation and dialogue around my irritation with people using MLK and Malcolm X as allegories for Charles Xavier and Magneto. and how that is dumb and that is not what was intended at all in that. And if you understood like who these people were, you understand how fucked up that was. But that's in the stream on here or a video on here. I'm not gonna get into that whole bag of thing, that whole bag can of worms again on here.
The first one before this one.
This one right here.
Yes.
Okay. Next thing K-Roy has for you guys is honestly an interesting one. Can I go hold you? Some free shit. So if y'all got kids in the room, maybe like put the kids away. Because I did not know DC was this freaked out back then.
Okay, so this is Action Comics 592 and 593. This is when Superman and Big Barda got kidnapped by a villain named Sleaze, so that they could make a sex tape. So in this panel, he's already kidnapped Big Barda and has her changed into whatever the fuck this outfit is with the heavy makeup. And he's like, yes, dance for me, pretty. Dance for Sleaze.
Sleaze is crazy. Why he look like I almost said the Violator. What's Mojo? Mojo? Is Mojo from Marvel? Mojo? Yeah.
Mojo, yeah. So he has her kidnapped, and he's basically in that book. He's basically talking about how he used to work for Darkseid, and how he came out of favor with Darkseid because he wanted to do some freaky ass shit, and Darkseid told him to go to hell. He said, at one point in time, I was Darkseid's counselor, and I wanted to do some stuff, and he said no. I bet he did with your freak ass. So he then puts her down like in a tunnel or some shit. Okay, now you can get to the next one. And then 593 is where Mr. Miracle comes in and is just like, huh? This is crazy. So Darkseid comes to talk to Scott Free and brings him a videotape of his wife.
It's this next one, right?
Yes.
First off, why in the hell does this intergalactic space guy still have VHS tapes? Y'all couldn't think of some other shit? These niggas got Blu-ray in space?
He said, here's a tape. You should probably look at it, right? And so he's looking at it and he's like, oh my God, Big Barda. Okay. So now he's panicking and he's like, what do you want? And he was like, to be perfectly honest, I ain't got shit to do with none of it. I'm just here to help you save your wife because that man is fucking insane. So.
I like how he points out the makeup is so bad. I couldn't even recognize her under that bad makeup.
Because it was. And he was like, calm yourself down. I'm just trying to help.
And hold on. Why the fuck was the tape in Metropolis in like a pawn shop? You telling me there's no way you got an actual video of Superman clapping cheeks and it's not like spread across the world at that point and it's only in a pawn shop.
So this video, the videotape is before he kidnapped Superman. So I don't know what's on the tape, but it's before Superman got taken also. Or it may have been at the same time. Anyway, he goes to a porn director and is like, hey, I want to make a porno with Superman and Big Barda. I brought them here. Let's get this together. And so they actually start getting into the part where they're getting ready to make the sex tape. And the guy is just like, okay. And they start to make the sex tape. Go to the next one.
No way, it's next one over.
Yes. And they're making out, recording everything.
Hey, this trench coat and this fedora is diabolical. This shit is diabolical.
They're making out and everything when Mr. Miracle shows up. And he's just like, why the fuck is my wife with Superman? And he keeps trying to call the whole sex tape a feast.
A feast is crazy.
And so he just comes in, snaps them out of it. Big Barda takes back control of her mind. Superman takes back control of his mind, and they whoop his ass and leave. So the sex tape didn't exactly get made, But that's what he kidnapped them for, was to make a sex tape. And he was close. If Darkseid had been just a little bit late with that tape, there would have been a sex tape.
I ain't gonna hold you. I would have rather gotten the Kyle Rayner treatment. I ain't gonna hold you. I would have rather you fridge my girl than make her make a sex tape with somebody else, let alone Superman. Nah, gang. I would have preferred the latter of the two. I ain't gonna hold you.
Look, and this is what the 7 videos were about.
Oh, buddy was trying to argue with you.
Yes.
King Lion.
Yes, because he was like, they never made a sex tape. I said, I didn't say they made a sex tape. I said, did you know they were kidnapped by a villain named Sleaze to make a sex tape? The sex tape didn't get made. It was close. They were recording. But I didn't say they made a sex tape.
Yeah, but he was 5 minutes away from being in doggy. I ain't gonna hold you. He was right around the corner.
That man was about to have a baby with Big Barda at that point in time. They were like this fucking close.
I will say though, how broken would that baby be though? That baby strong as shit. That'd be a strong ass baby. That'd be a strong
as
ass
fuck, and then tall.
Tall as fucking baby.
Tall as shit. God damn.
Nigga gave birth to fucking Hercules. That nigga probably would have birthed Superman Prime right there.
That is super funny. I literally came across that just randomly when I was making all of my TikToks about weird ass comic book facts, and they're like, "Did you know that they were kidnapped by a villain named Sleaze to make a sex tape?" Who?
Oh, Cody Jennings brings up a good point here. He says that's mad disrespectful to Jack Kirby because Barter was based on his wife. Honestly, that makes a lot of sense. If whoever wrote this was like, "Hey, fuck you, Jack Kirby. I'm gonna make sure your wife gets beat the fuck over it."
Listen, that's crazy.
That's diabolical as fuck.
That's probably one of my favorite. It's probably one of my favorite facts. Besides, a sentient Green Lantern.
So again, this kind of serves to the point that we were getting into at the start of the show around will books get approved. Again, that being one of the more crazy ones, I understand that was probably a book in an era where like people were not really checking for. This nigga showed up at the last possible minute.
At the end of the fucking show.
Quite literally. We done been through the whole topic. We can't even hear you right now. See? Oh, there you go. Finally.
Now we can hear you.
This nigga showed up late. And
I was busy. I got distracted. My roommate needed me. I apologize.
You missed the sex tape and everything.
Not the sex tape.
Mm-hmm.
Not the sex tape.
We was freaked out in here for a whole 30 minutes.
Dang, you evading getting demonetized and everything? Crazy.
Yeah, bro. We got you here because we brought you. I asked you to come on and talk about the first thing we got into, which was the Cage Max ideal.
Oh,
and
Lord.
Part of my irritation with it, and I've already mentioned this, was the fact that we already have a lot of conversation around DC So White and a lot of the situations around us already not getting a lot of these integral Black characters getting ongoing books, or hell, in a lot of different instances, even more serious, period. But when you look at what books have been improved historically, we get some books like this. So in a world where we don't get almost any Vixen, or even when we're looking at Marvel, although we get a Miles Morales here and there, and where we don't get a lot of Luke Cage solo runs or ongoings, where it's usually 5 to 12 issues, we have a 2002 Cage Max where he is legit he's pretty much Black Dynamite. The nigga is.
You calling it Cage Max is so funny.
That's what that shit sound like. When you read, I swear to God, when y'all read this book, it's gonna seem like some shit that'd be on Cinemax. Like a soft,
really do.
Like some Zane Sex Chronicle shit, but ignorant and written by a white man.
Zane Sex Chronicles is wild. That is wild thing to say.
I mean, it's a pretty fair like statement though, if we're being honest with ourselves. And like, I think the biggest problem with this book is, and it's crazy too, because there's something to be said, and I think Christopher Priest has gone over this previously, where it's like he was very frustrated for a long time with the idea of being black coded and always being made to be the one to write black stories.
You're coming
And
with
there's
me to make my plate of food, so just FYI.
and like don't get and like there is something to be said about that where black writers or women writers or just marginalized people period are like pigeonholed into only writing for specific characters, because for a long time it's always been perceived as those people will be like have the best way of writing those stories. And I even said that on my show where I was like, look, there are some like honorary white people or honorary men who could write good for certain things. Like Greg Rucka is the queen, like the honorary queen in a lot of ways when it comes to women's stories and whatnot. Or Al Ewing has been sort of like the designated mark of you are the African Americans plus Mark, where it's like he is the one that has been kind of given the range to write black stories a lot of the time at Marvel. And it's like, or even with Absolute Green Lantern right now. And the issue at hand is that, yes, there is something to be said about pigeonholing black writers to write black stories. Brian Edward Hill is a great example of that, where he got pigeonholed to hell and back when it comes to black stories. But at the end of the day, we both showed up at the last minute. That's crazy. That's hilarious.
Hey, y'all hear now? Fuck it.
But I will die on this hill that I would rather have a black writer be pigeonholed into writing a black character and the black story be done well than have a white writer come in and do this, which is the Cage book. I would take 50 more years of Priest or Brian Edward Hill writing black stories than get 50 Azzarellos coming in and doing something problematic. Like, that may sound kind of like bad for Priest or Hill or whoever, but I feel like most fans would agree. They would accept Priest or Hill writing 50 more black books than us getting 50 more Azzarello Cages. Like, I think that's a fair assessment, because sometimes white folks just don't know what the hell they're doing. Or in the case of women characters, like we talked about on my show today, where it's like, the big announcement was Stephanie Williams is getting to write Wonder Woman again. And that's awesome. But why do you think that they're doing that? Because they see Wonder Woman sales are in the shitter, that critically that book is in the shitter, and they need someone to give like, we're having a situation right now like that meme from SpongeBob where everyone's clapping for SpongeBob mopping, but no one's clapping for Squidward. And in this case, SpongeBob is Stephanie Williams and Tom King is Squidward, where everybody wants him to go away, but he wants to finish his story. So they're sprinkling in some Stephanie to let her marinate the chicken a little bit and get it where it needs to be at. And it's like, maybe you should let a woman do this, because maybe a woman might do this better. And maybe we should get Tom King away from women characters for a long time. Like, it all kind of goes hand in hand here, where it's like, I would rather have 50 more black creators do 50 more black books than ever let Azzarello touch a black character ever again. Ernie, am I wrong?
No. I'll just say this. My words are my own. The views that I have do not reflect upon the views of anyone else on this live stream.
They may.
Well, they might. But I'll just say this. If I ever see Brian Azzarello tied to another black property, if I see okay, I'm gonna say this real niggerish. So if I see Brian Azzarello's name in the writing column by himself on any nigger book, I might have to come burn down DC Comics. Comics
Well,
or Marvel. Just saying, one of the two. And all I'm gonna say is, you should have let a black person write it.
there goes my chances of ever having Stephanie Phillips on the fucking channel. That's just cooked now. Granted, it should have probably been cooked when the video thumbnail went up anyway, but you know.
Well, I mean, look, I don't know who needs to hear this at Marvel or DC, but there's a reason why you hire black writers to write black characters. I'm not saying every black character needs to be written by a black person. However, it does need to be said that if you are going to hire anyone to write a black character, you should probably consider hiring a black person first before you hire a white dude who leapt at the opportunity to have black people dropping the hard R in his book. Or the soft A for that matter.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, that Cage book, that shit is weapons grade racist. And I'm not saying Brian Azzarello is a racist, but I'm just saying I have difficulty seeing him as anything else.
People on Twitter were commenting on my post earlier saying that this is worse than by Odin's Fade. Like, that don't tell you something.
No, that was the original by Odin's Fade. That was the original by Odin's Fade right there.
Literally.
Like, honestly, I actually take this, I put it in the same category as I put by Odin's Fade, Snap.
Oh, I have a folder for it. Let me make sure I got y'all added in here real quick. Let me make sure I gotta make sure your cameras are in this screen. I don't know if I ever added y'all.
This is Snap Wilson. This is what was the other? This is Grant. We're talking cross promotional, so yeah, we're talking about DC Comics included with this, even though this is not DC comic. This is what was the name of Spirit's sidekick? Yeah, Ebony White. Yeah, this is what was the other one? Steamboat, Tugboat, wherever the hell boy's name was.
Steamboat.
Yeah, this is Steamboat from Captain Marvel. This is Pie Face from Green Lantern. Like, this goes down in the annals of one of the most, if not the most racist comic I have ever seen in my life.
So Ernie, I want you to look at this, right?
Oh,
Powers
Punisher and
comic color.
Blackface.
I want you to look at this, right? And I want you to tell me if there's any difference between that and this.
Honestly, I see a Sambo regardless. So, I like for
this.
me. Well, I mean, see this. Okay. Remind me again, who was the
Charlie,
artist?
check
for
the
this?
Discord. Check the Discord.
Richard Corbin is the artist for this. We looked it up earlier.
Okay, so, and to my understanding, Richard Corbin is not. He ain't of the.
We looked up, we sat there and we went to his website, where his art website, and we looked up his other art to see, like, because I'm like, in my mind, I'm curious, like, is all your art look like this? Because if all your art looks like this, first, that's another problem to have.
Well, yeah.
Secondly, it's like,
else.
okay, if all your art looks like this, they came and got you for a reason. But we looked up Buddy's art, and for the most part, his art doesn't look like that for the most part. Like, it's you see some of the ways that he showcased, he like draws lips and faces. Like, lips are usually a big thing for him, where he kind of draws them something somewhat similar. But for a lot of this shit, it don't look like the same shit. I'm about to add.
He don't have white people looking like monkeys and baboons and shit.
He didn't have one person like that. I will say that. Matter of fact, I'll pull it back up here in a second so I can see it. I'm adding these two images that JP wanted me to add in with the spirit.
Yeah.
That's old Ebony right there.
Yeah, Ebony White. Ooh, Lord Jesus, that hurt my soul just then, right then.
Let me look at Richard Corbin's website again.
That right there, I ain't gonna lie. This right here broke a motherfucker's heart.
What's wild is you can tell that, like, later on, right before Eisner passed away, like, he wanted to course correct and fix some things because, like, later on, this, like, Ebony White didn't look too problematic. He kind of cleaned it up as the years went on, where, like, he finally did some consulting. He finally did a little something.
He said, "My ass about to die." He's not
Yeah,
even
he
getting to
changed
heaven.
Ebony White into a girl.
Well, no, there's multiple different versions. There's the girl version and the male version, but it's like I don't understand what made him make that change. But like, all right, I guess. Like,
So this
dude
is
tried to clean it up.
this is Buddy's normal art here. Richard Corbin, artist for that stuff. Let me go to his artwork gallery.
Interesting.
As a matter of fact, we'll go to his comic pages. Hold on.
What's wild is there were some brothers on Twitter trying to defend Corbin because apparently like they like some of his work, but it's like a lot of this is just.
No, he ain't beating the charges with me. I'm sorry.
What's funny is my post about it is like almost 1,000 likes on Twitter because like everyone's just been finding this out and it's been funny watching people's reaction.
I don't think many people knew about this book because the more we spoke about it, the more I was like, you know what? I might do a video about this because I was like, yeah, I feel like people
I might
are not
do
aware.
a video talking about like just in general like bad comics. I might just like make a quick TikTok about it and be like, hey, look, this is a comic. Like what is you think? What do you think is the worst comic book? I think this is up there. My little fun jab before I go to bed. But it's like apparently I'm about to look into this tomorrow. But apparently Trey Johnson, who is a writer for Vanity Fair and Rolling Stone, he apparently wrote about this in one of his articles that ended up being published in his book Black Genius. Apparently, like he commented on the fact that back in the day, Marvel really didn't do too well when it came to black representation, and he even cited Cage as one of the major things that was like, ooh.
Yeah, no, it's just that is weapons grade racist. You can't convince me otherwise. I'm sorry. It's nah.
Yeah. Y'all got it. I ain't doing this video. I'm still working this damn Sam Wilson video, so y'all got this video shit. I'm
Yeah.
I'm still
Yeah, this is
50 different fucking run through fucking Sam. But no,
if you need help with that, let me know, because that one is kind of like there's a lot of context that a lot of people don't know about when it comes to Sam, where it's like I just gotta read. I'll let you know. I'm already formulating some thoughts for it and like how I'm layering out the video, but I just gotta read. Here go Kira with her heavy ass hands again.
damn.
You better be careful. She's gonna get on you like Cardi B did on that stadium tonight.
Man, ain't nobody worry about her. KOA. I love Cardi. But no, this is his usual art of what it looks like. Somebody in the chat has brought up the idea that his art is similar to Frank Frazetta. Frazetta?
Frank Frazetta.
Frazetta. Yeah, I don't. Matter of fact, I'm curious now. Let me look up some Frank Frazetta work and see how.
Some of this, like his fantasy stuff, I would say yes. Frank Frazetta. For most people who don't know, Frank Frazetta is an iconic artist. He did, he did a lot of like dark fantasy stuff. If you ever familiar with the movie Fire and Ice, he was a part of that. The art direction, design, all that stuff. The guy's Frank Frazetta is a legend. He's a legend, and that art's not that dissimilar.
Let me try to find. Has he done any black people? Damn, I'm trying to find some. To see if he's done some fucking Sambo lips.
I actually don't know if he ever. So I'm gonna tell you what he did do. And now I think I might have to revisit my opinions on Frank Frazetta. Now, if you watch the movie Fire and Ice, which he designed a lot.
Oh, that really fancy Conan writing. Oh yeah, I've seen that art before.
So like, there were no black people in Fire and Ice, at least. Not exactly. They had savages. Savages were darker skinned, and they did look like apes.
I guess as close for gets is, I guess. Look at this native
that
looking
dude's
individual.
Not, if I'm not mistaken, I think that
this isn't a white man. There's no way this is a white man. There's no way. This is a full indigenous man right here. If I've seen one.
I'm gonna keep it a whole look. I'm gonna keep it a trade paperback with you at the very least. He did draw like some white people to be kind of tan, so I don't know. I can't speak to that, but I can tell you that if he had like, if you look up one of those here, do this. Look up Fire and Ice Savages. Look up Fire and Ice Savages, and I think you'll see. You'll get an idea of maybe they'll have a I don't know if they'll have an image or anything, but the Savages have a very specific look to them. that they can be like, those are all the white people. Those are all actually everybody in that page is a white person, so they're not.
Why is she in a bikini?
Because Tigra is the she was the eye candy that basically that comes down to.
We got niggas in loincloths and she's in a regular like 2015 bikini. Like, this shit looks like it came straight out of Target.
and this was back in the 80s. Yeah, this was back in the 70s and 80s. So I mean, that's just how they did back then. I mean, honestly, was it same as it ever was?
I can tell their fucking ribs are showing.
Yeah, it was.
They're trying to build her like Jennifer Love Hewitt in the fucking 90s.
Yeah, no, that's like basically the way they did it was. Tigra was like the love interest, the damsel in distress, in all that entails. But I find it interesting that you can't find any of the savages. That is crazy. That is crazy. Or maybe they called them something. Oh, wait.
We got one, chat. We got one.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we got him.
We got him.
Y'all still got that in my shit? Oh, I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
All right. We have a Frank Frazetta sighting to a black person. You know, I don't see no Sambo lips on him. It's honestly actually pretty solid.
He looked kind of regular.
Yeah, but he looked kind of regular.
Yeah, he looked regular. I'm. So you know what? I don't think we can blame this on Frank Frazetta. I think the blame lies squarely at the feet of Richard Corbin.
Richard Corbin, you were on Fraud Watch. And let me double check just to make sure that was him. Frank Frazetta Partisans, Frontier Partisans? So what is this?
Frazetta on the Frontier. I don't know. That, like I said, that was a piece that I'm not like a Frank Frazetta historian, but yeah.
So I'm guessing this is him like trying to tackle like the Wild West. Hey, we got natives killing white men. I'm here for it.
Oh, wait a minute. I found one. I found. Well, this isn't his art directly, but it's from it's characters that were in that movie. And he did design them. So I mean, technically it kind of this kind of tracks. I'm going to put this in here. Let's do a copy and a paste.
But
and then
oh wow.
A copy and a paste.
Wow.
Oh Lord.
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah. Like I said, it didn't. What was not it? That was not it.
Oh, chat. Oh, chat.
Yeah.
Oh, chat. Yeah, maybe that tweet for a second. Okay, where your contagious.
They were just steady talking. I'm looking at the thing. I was like, I don't think Charlie's on anywhere.
Yeah, let me get this back up. Okay. Yeah. Buddy legit has a ape-like feature. This is Caesar right here. I'm sorry, this is Caesar.
Not Caesar.
Like looking like General Thade.
This is Gorilla Grodd, bro.
Oh man.
Ooh, apes together strong.
I don't like this.
Well, and see, okay, so I want to get clarification. I want to make sure that I'm correct in my thinking here. Yes, okay, so that Lord of the Rings film directed by the same person, Ralph Bakshi.
Wow, that's crazy.
Ralph Bakshi had his own crosses to bear in that regard, because if you've ever seen movies like Coonskin or God, what was it? Basically, yeah, he was the rotoscope guy. Basically, what they do is they would film a whole movie like through like photography, and then they would go back, take what they filmed, and then they would animate it. Like they would go back over and like draw over. Like it was literally like tracing what you actually saw on the photo, and then animate that. That's why, like, whenever you watch a movie like Fire and Ice or Lord of the Rings, they always had this. There was always this uncanny valley with their like movement. Their movement was always like so fluid in a way that it didn't seem natural.
And you know what's funny? Somebody brought it up in the chat, but he's talking about Bruce Timm took a lot of influence from Frazetta. And that doesn't surprise me, because Bruce Timm also is a questionable individual, because he got plenty of really freaked out pictures of putting Ivy and Harley Quinn in some really interesting scenarios and having them in some really, we'll say, skimpy outfits or whatever it may be. Like he's known to be freaked out as well. He's not as racist, but he's more so a horny individual. I'll put it like that, in the way he depicts women. So that doesn't surprise me at all. This is diabolical.
He ain't beating the charges. I can tell you that shit right now.
And again, and I said it earlier in the stream, Frazetta shit, you know what? It's the 80s, maybe. God damn, Kiori.
Jesus Christ, it's the keyboard. I'm not even typing like that. Jesus Christ.
I hate it here. That's with a typewriter.
You know what? I'm going to get a typewriter keyboard, and every time we get on stream, I'm just going to use it for no other reason than to annoy the shit out of you.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, this is in 2002. A lot of the Frazetta shit, a lot of the other racist books that we saw earlier. That's like the 60s, 80s, 70s. Bro, this book came out in 2002. Why the why the fuck did this book get approved in 2002? And again, people say, oh, you shouldn't have to have every Negro on every black book on demand. And you know what? I'll compromise with you. I don't need to have a black person on every book that comes out, but damn it, books like this there should be a black editor. And this book's across the black
that's what I was
editor's
gonna
desk.
say, is that like, this is why I've been saying for a long time, is that there needs to be more people than just Marquise Draper in the room. There needs to be more people than just back in the day when Joseph Village was the only black editor in the Batman office. There needs to be more than one black person in the PR department. Like Michael Shelling no longer works at DC. He was the one black like PR person at DC. There needs to be an equal amount of marginalized individuals in these like editorial offices, in these like PR departments, because that way you don't have incidents like this. You don't have like motherfuckers like Akira Yoshida here freaking being a goofball, like just letting motherfuckers do whatever. Granted, he wasn't around back when people were doing that nonsense, but like he's still guilty of shenanigans just by the fact that we can call him Akira Yoshida. But like at the same time, Tom Brevoort was around during this nonsense. You have Jim Shooter, who wasn't perfect. Like you have all these different individuals who allowed a lot of dumb stuff to be published back in the day. Like that's why, like Jim Shooter was around during the Snap Wilson era, I believe. So it's like there is a lot of nonsense that has gone down over the years. And how much of this could have been prevented if you just had a brother in the room, if you just had a sister in the room? Somebody who could sit there and be like, hey, this is bad optically. You might not want to do this. You might look real bad if you do this. It's reminiscent of how like Jenny Isabella stopped the Black Bomber from happening.
I really wish I would have asked Tom DeFalco about this stuff when I interviewed him years ago.
Man, DeFalco has some stories, bro. DeFalco has some stories. I'm surprised you didn't peel him like an onion. Like that man has some stories.
Dude,
we got into a lot of this stuff in regard because I think this interview is on the fucking the podcast. Honestly, I may take that from the podcast and put it on here. I think I was the only one to interview. I might do that. That'd be a free video I can upload this next week. It's that video about Tom DeFalco, where he was getting into stuff where he did with Mayday Park and other stuff. But go ahead, Ernie.
No, Axel Alonso was the editor on this.
Who?
So there you go. That ought to answer your question.
He was the one before Akira Yoshida. I mean, CB Zabolski.
Axel Alonso, 2011 to 2017. Yep. Hold on.
He wasn't the best, I would say. There's a lot that happened under his watch. I will say there was a lot that happened under his watch.
Do y'all know if we have do we have any black editors at Marvel right now? I know Marquise is the sole Negro at DC right now, but do we have any at Marvel?
I don't think there are any black editors at Marvel right now.
Surprising. Well, I should say not surprising.
Well, that was the thing when I was talking to Christopher Priest. That was one of the things he was saying. That's why a lot of this shit happens. It's because they don't have any black people in those positions. There's no brothers in the room. You know, like I said, over DC, Marquise, he's the only one. And there's nobody above him who is like the only like. Okay, I know some people say, well, what about Jim Lee? Jim Lee isn't white.
Jim Lee is a figurehead.
That dude is a figurehead at best.
That man is like this is not just because of the name significance of the coincidence that they both name Lee. He is the glorified Stan Lee of DC Comics at this point. And the brother didn't even start there. The man started at Marvel. That's the funniest part about that. Man started at Marvel, went off and made his own shit, and then sold his shit to DC. That's what a lot of people don't know is that the reason why you have characters like Midnighter and Grifter and Apollo and like that at DC is because Jim Lee said, I want to go draw Batman, so I'm going to sell my shit that I made over at Image to DC and go work for DC. And then he worked his way up through their offices until he got to the top. And now he's a glorified Stan Lee who gets to draw every once in a while. And it's so funny too, because there's this old story that gets told about the fact that Jim Lee probably wouldn't have left Marvel if the executives would have kept him happy. Like, apparently that they didn't want to pay for his wife's plane ticket for a con or some shit while she was pregnant or something. So that was one of the major factors that made him kind of go off with Todd and Rob's dummies. It's like that's what happened there. It's like they would have stopped Jim Lee from creating Wildstorm if they would have just kept that man happy. And it's hilarious that happened.
And to Ernie's point earlier, or I think you kind of were getting somewhere into it. I don't even think we need to have a scenario where every single minority gets their own editor, or we have to have like this rainbow coalition of editors at Marvel or DC. At bare minimum, I think we need to have something done similar to and I brought it up earlier in the stream for people that are newer or that recently got in. I interviewed Doug Wagner like a day or two ago, and y'all get that interview. It's probably Monday. And for his Cyberpunk 2077 book, I noticed when I was reading through it that they had a credit for a cyberpunk like language interpreter. And it was a thing that he brought up where he's like, yeah, well, most of these IPs, when you write on, most of these IPs have representatives that are experts in the way that these people talk in these books, whether it be Cyberpunk or World of Warcraft. They have particular lingo and ways of dialogue. And he has to then take his script, write his script, and then give it over to that person so that person can then make little notes of, that would sound better like this, that they wouldn't talk like this, they wouldn't do this, that, or the third. At bare minimum, can we not get if we can do that for fictional languages and fictional worlds, why the fuck can we get a black person on the book to be like, we should probably not use that language?
You tell you why that? You want me to tell you why?
Why is that?
I'm gonna tell you the exact reason why this will not happen, especially in a Trump reigning situation right now.
Damn, Kiori, hold on.
Kiori, what the hell are you doing?
What?
Eating her phone,
You're
I guess.
scraping your microphone across the desk. Like,
God damn, my ears hurt. Boy, let me turn this shit down.
Oh, I was picking up my phone. Sorry.
Shit.
What the fuck heavy ass phone you got?
Right, you out here with a track phone in 2026. Like, what's going on?
Other things, and I dragged it across the desk. My God.
The phone ain't that big. She just little in comparison to it.
Jesus.
My eardrums.
No, I can tell you the exact reason why that this situation is the way it is. It's three simple words: Sweet Baby Ink. Because when Sweet Baby Ink came on the scene and told all these folks, look, dog, y'all need some sensitivity readers. Y'all need some sensitivity motherfuckers to come in here and make sure you ain't doing no problematic shit. The industry was like, cool, come on board. Let's have a conversation for the gaming industry. And then it started to be not just the gaming industry, but like comics and anime and shit like that. They started to get their hand in everyone's pots. But then they became the boogeyman in the eyes of the white man. they became the boogeyman to where if anyone saw their name on anything, if you saw Sweet Baby Inc. anywhere near a property, that shit was the devil. That shit was, oh my God, they made it woke and it's Sweet Baby Inc.'s fault. But in reality, they were doing things that made it to where you didn't see as much problematic shit in video games and comic books and etc. To where like just because they had their name on things doesn't mean the shit was bad. It's just because they kept like being a part of things that were bad, they were labeled as the boogeyman. And now we can't even have a conversation about sensitivity readers. We can't have a conversation about that to an extent, because the minute we have an idea like a conversation about that, people are going to say, oh, you want Sweet Baby Inc. back, or oh, you want Sweet Baby Inc. to be prominent. It's like, no, man. Well, yes, but no, like we don't need to have like that be the label for it. But no, like genuinely, the world would be a better place if we did have different marginalized individuals in the room, if we did have sensitivity readers. Because a perfect example is writer T.S. Luther. He's writing for Invader Comics right now. He has a book called The Digger out, which is basically like, what if Indiana Jones was a crazy motherfucker more than he was in the movie? And like it literally is just like the elevator pitch for the book is, what if Indiana Jones hunted short round is like the elevator pitch for the book. And
I'm sorry. What was the name of the book?
What was the name of the book?
The Digger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I figured as much. But like the book is really good. He got an awesome artist for it. But because it's like entrenched in South American lore and stuff like that, as you go through it, this white man called up some Brazilians. He called up some people from South America. He called up some Spanish individuals and made sure that he was doing the right thing. But for some reason, other motherfuckers didn't want to actually do that. That's why you have shit like Cage. That's why you have shit like other things out here that look crazy, because certain white men think they know what the hell they're doing and don't want to actually like get the opinions of others. They think, oh, I can write anybody or man. It's like, no, you can't, motherfucker. Stop it. So it's just like, that's why you end up with shit like this, because motherfuckers think they know everything, but in reality, they don't.
Real quick, gotta take care of the content creator shit. I'm gonna try to do this in an entertaining way real quick. For people that are here in the chat, if you're watching, please do me the biggest favor. Hit the like button. You doing me that due diligence help this stream and this channel to get shared out with more people. Please feed my comic book habit. If I don't get my comics every Wednesday on the dot, I may die. Not figuratively.
What is this?
But literally.
PCA? What is happening?
Please.
Are you
I need
part
my
of the
comics.
ASPCA?
Right. When you call Sarah McLachlan, like, what's going on?
That's fair. I need to add that to the soundboard. That aspect of shit. Fly away from me. There go the views.
Crazy, bro.
I lost my whole fucking train of thought. I was about to say, oh, there's a comment in the chat that we've talked about this before, and I wanted to bring this up in regards to the Milestone Initiative. I guess this is in relation to when we were talking about Jim Lee earlier. He said, Damon Watson says, he acts like the loss of the Milestone Initiative means a loss for recruiting and supporting diverse creatives. And he said, at least that's his take on him. He's a great artist, though. And I wanted to bring it up because when we talked about the Milestone Initiative and the lack thereof, currently speaking, it bothers me a little bit from the idea that you would think if Marvel or DC or any larger publisher at that, even the Image to an extent, if they were about like the future of comics and whatnot, that they would put more resources into trying to seek out newer, younger talent.
So I did some research about this. I had a couple of conversations, and I can speak a little bit on this. I can't speak a ton, but the reason why you don't see a lot of initiatives like this, like Scott Snyder even had a like class that he like brought up. That's how you got motherfuckers like Tom King or James Tynion in DC, was because he had a like writing class, and now he just kind of like offers it for free on his Substack and shit. Like it's not like a whole meeting thing anymore. But like he used his outside clout to get that class made inside of DC internally, to where he was able to then get them all a part of things. That's why Tynan's first project was Batman Eternal, right? Co-writing with Snyder. That's why you started to see certain people that he mentored have like Legends of the Dark Knight anthology one-shots and shit like that. Like you saw them all kind of mixed in with that. And it's like, there's like when Jim Lee says there's no money, he specifically said that the way he did, that way he could put feelers out. He said it like that, like he basically daring people, like come through, like by all means, because he knows that Warner Brothers Discovery ain't gonna give it to him. He knows that they're in the midst of fighting with friggin' Paramount. They know they ain't gonna get that money. It's not about they don't want to do it. Is that they have to be very cost risk focused. That was that is what their main agenda is being risk averse, being very risk averse when it comes to certain things. That's why DC So White as a concept really kind of flew under the radar, to where like they didn't know the 1,000 days that got that big. They didn't realize it was that bad, but it's a matter of the fact that like they're trying to play very risk averse, where it's like, look, dog, like that meme of a Vixen book, how about 5 more Batman books? Because they know motherfuckers are gonna buy Batman before they buy anything else. They're not worried about anything else. And like that's just the culture we have cultivated. It's not what they want to do, it's what they have to do to keep the lights on. So they would love to do another milestone initiative. But even when you look at Allied Bank, apparently Allied Bank did it because they wanted to teach people about making yourself like functioning as a freelancer. That was more so what the entire milestone initiative was. How they focused it from the financial side was making yourself financially stable as a freelancer. It wasn't about getting like writing for DC. It was about, look, we'll sign on for this project and fund it if you teach a class on finances more than writing comics. So that's the issue, is that you have to make sacrifices if you're going to work with a funding operation like that. But I don't see any Black-owned funding operations being willing to walk in and hand DC however much money it is to do another milestone initiative.
Even outside of like DC, like because in this initiative, right? I'm not even saying this needs to be something that they do directly in house. It could be something as directly as like maybe like funding or advocating for classes in higher education. Like if you have like a comic book writing course, because I do know from talking to like my main artists, and we have interns at Echelon where like they have art classes, like they're art students, but I don't know if they have like specific things for art for comic books. And I think the only reason they like did more stuff in reference to comics was because our co-founder Ethan, he was teaching them at a certain point, so he would have them like, he would give them like certain comic book stuff to do in class, whatever it may be. And even I know overseas though, like in talking to my artist Julie Galazzi for Reaper, she went to whole like she's educated in comic book art specifically. Like they have classes and things over like overseas, and I think she went to school in Sicily, where she went and got classically trained in comic books themselves. So that's something they offer overseas. I'm like, I find that so odd that it is something that's more advocated for over here, especially in
you
that
want to hear a
aspect
story
of, like,
about Valley?
Can I tell you why? Can I tell
you?
you? Well, okay. So Sophie Campbell, who some may know as the artist for Supergirl currently, and was a former artist for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'll never forget this. Watched her do a panel, because they at the time, I think it was from around the time she was working, or no, I think she was either currently working or just finished working on Jim and the Holograms. And someone asked her the question: should I go to college to learn how to do what you do? And Sophie's answer was something that did not surprise me. She said, no. Because anything they teach, the thing that they're going to teach you, they're going to teach you how to do the thing. You're going to learn, you're going to learn how to do the craft and whatnot and what have you. But and maybe it's different than what it used to be back then, because I know it was this way when I was coming up. Art schools didn't really know what the hell to teach you in regards to that sort of thing, because it wasn't taken very seriously. When I was coming up, I even did go to an art school for a little bit. They didn't teach shit like that. Now, the places that do, that's great that they do. But I think what's actually more prudent for artists is the financial side of it. And that you wouldn't learn at an art school. You would learn like going to school for like business, or something like that. I think that is the school that is probably more important, because honestly, most shit you can learn in college, you can learn on your own.
Not to mention, I would definitely say that like my biggest thing would be that to this day, and we can throw even some shade at the Comics Code Authority for this, that to this day, comic books are not respected as a literary form to this day.
Oh, yeah.
That like they are not respected as something that should be sought after, to where straight up, why in the world would you want to make art for comic books when you can make murals, you can make full-on like art pieces digitally for for bigger things, you can make paintings, you can make anything you want, you can make graphics for like movies and things like that. Why in the world would you make something for a comic book? Is the issue for a lot of individuals is that yes, like comic books have become an IP farm. But at the end of the day, most people don't really view comic books like. I still think fuck old dude who made Sandman, Neil Gaiman, but because of the nonsense that he did. But Neil Gaiman's one story that he talks about where he won a literary award for Sandman, and the next day they changed the rules that way graphic novels could not be eligible for it. Like that was back in the 2000s. So it's like we still live in that world today where like comic books are not respected as an art form, even though they win awards. They're not winning the awards in literature. They're winning awards for graphic novels or comic books, and that's the issue at hand for a lot of people.
So even if because I know I think some people got hung up on like the college specific aspect of it. Even if we move higher education and like the thousands upon thousands of dollars of like room and board and college courses, something as simple as like after school programs, right? When you look, because again, I'm a kid who grew up, I went to a million basketball camps. I've been to a Harlem Globetrotters basketball camp in the summer and things like that. And where it was just like $50 to $100 for my mom to sign me up for. I go there, I learn basketball drills, things like that. In a world where, and I mentioned it before in a video, where in a world where we don't have a lot of third spaces for teens, something like a comic book art class or a comic book writing course, like in the summer, would be something that is, I feel like, amazing for these kids to have, especially if you're in like a low income area to where they can afford to really do these things on a daily basis, or they're just not privy to this type of information of how to even structure a comic book script, how to begin to do sequential art, things like that. You would think that that would be more encouraged by the industry that has the most to gain from that. Where you're at Marvel and DC, where you're constantly looking and scouting new talent. And I do think, because I think me and Ernie had a whole conversation, and we've had our own stuff about like international artists and the idea of going out there to get them to work on like pennies for a dollar. I'm noticing that more and more when I'm looking at a lot of Marvel and DC projects. It's a lot of foreign artists on these books that I'm noticing, and there's not as much like homegrown talent. Even if it seems more like it's more stateside, it's usually Canadian artists and not as much American artists.
Allow me to be Fred Hampton here.
Go ahead, brother. I am.
You answered
a revolutionary.
A revolutionary. Look, you answered your own question. There's a reason why neither Marvel or DC will do what you just said. It's because they can literally just go run over there. They can go run to Timbuktu, hire an artist for pennies on the dollar, and get the same or comparable art from. Also, another thing you gotta look at too, they also don't want to pay people. They don't want to give people health insurance, because that was the thing that I was talking to Mike Choi about, like I was talking to him about, like they don't want to pay out healthcare, and what they'll do is they will specifically hire these artists in places where they don't have to do stuff like that. It's very, like, honestly, Marvel and DC is very similar to a WWE, where they specifically lay things out in such a way where they don't have employees, they have contractors, and so long as they can do that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that, because I think this is the thing that gets lost in translation. I'm not saying any of these artists that come from these other countries outside the US are bad. But what I am saying is I do find it really egregious that these major companies who have the money to pay these artists go outside, go well and far and away outside of their way to hire these artists to do the job because they don't want to pay the people who are already here.
I'm just saying the Canadian exchange rate is $1.50 to $1. So that's definitely going to be a determinant for a lot of motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, 100%. And like I said, I only say this because I looked into it when I was looking for artists and things of that magnitude. Is that when I would look and see like how much, like if I went to like an Indonesia or like or hell even in some parts of South America, if I wanted to be grimy about it, oh, bro, I gotta have 20 comics out this year if I wanted to. But I was like, no, I want somebody that I want to get my talent that's already like right here. Like I don't want to add to what the machine is already doing. Like because that's what Marvel is doing. Marvel and DC both. Look up the artists on just about any book you pick up off a shelf, and I promise you are going to see somebody who probably does not live here. At least in terms of like artists, and sometimes with color artists, and sometimes with. Not so much with letterers. They usually keep the lettering in house.
That's the more usually the affordable things out of the process.
Yeah, lettering does not cost that. In the grand scheme of things, lettering is the cheapest of the things you will pay for when you are creating a comic. Lettering is the cheapest, and the reason why is because I don't want to say it's the easiest thing to do, but it is the hardest thing to mess up. Because good lettering is invisible. Mm-hmm. You never hear people talk about how shitty lettering is unless somebody fucked up. That's a thing. That's a thing.
And to your point, one thing I've also noticed is the frequency of how they go through them. They rotate through it. Because again, again, my main artist, she's worked on a project for Marvel. She's worked on projects for Dark Horse. And I'm always seeing them rotate through a new artist all the time. I rarely see them bring on a foreign artist to work on a book. That book do well. They perceive that book to do well, and they bring them back for more work consistently. It's always like when literally if you go to like Instagram or Twitter or wherever you go to now and you type in like comic book art, I promise you're going to find a million artists who have in their profile worked on a Dark Horse or a Marvel or DC project, and they probably have. Mm-hmm. And it was like one book or one run or one thing that they did like years ago because they just keep spinning through them. They keep spinning through artists. Cheap labor all the time. They spin through it.
Crazy.
And these are
like you got some diehards that get contracted for life. Like you got Jorge and Dan that are going to be die. Like some people get out.
Ooh, that is me?
No.
Are you good?
Oh, your mic was tweaking for a second. JP.
Muted, girl. Right here.
Oh, it was you. We were looking at you because your mic was tweaking out. You were like RoboCop for a second.
No. You were you sounded like Machine Head over there from the Vincent. I was like, God damn, bro.
Like that's what happens now is that like motherfuckers keep getting spat out, and unless you somebody like Mora or Jorge, where you just gonna be there till you die. Like,
I look at it from just like the fact that they're always trying to pay the bills, give it a buck. And usually, and this is just from my firsthand experience of looking for artists for my books when I was going through the whole process, the niggas be needing work. Because, like, obviously, year round, you need to pay the bills. And if you're an artist, you're already going to have issue of, like, the starving artist narrative is really very much so true in today's economy, in today's world. But it's wild. Because we have an artist with Echelon, Eater Messias, who is He just recently did he did work for the first issue of the Supernatural book with Dynamite, and he worked on I think one of the stories for the Black Panther 60th annual anniversary that came out. And he was working with Ethan in like 2013 when he was super young for like way before he had opportunity. And we talked to Eater and like asked him about like prices, whatever it may be still. And like a lot of these artists, they're getting smarter with like they'll upcharge Marvel and DC now higher than their normal rates just because they know they're gonna try to lowball them on a lot of these deals. Not saying Eater did it specifically. I love Eater. I didn't get that information from him specifically. I got that from a different artist, but that is something that artists try to do. Because they'll go to somebody like me who they know is indie. They'll be like, oh yeah, these are my regular prices. And then you'll ask them like, so what do you normally charge like companies? And they're like, I'm putting that tax on. Fuck you talking about? Fuck you talking about? Hey, and good on them.
Tax the rich motherfuckers.
And good on them. And good on them. Cause what in the actual fuck? But yeah, Kaori is jamming out to some K-pop, I guess. I figured.
Getting golden over there.
I figured. Kaori, do you have any thoughts, Miss Education? Because you're the one perpetually in school for fun.
First of all, relax. You're doing too much.
Collective fucking
Already.
degrees like Pokemon cards, nigga.
God damn.
Minding my business. I'm bored. Hide.
Jesus
She
Christ.
bored, chat. She bored.
I don't collect things for fun. Well, that's not true.
If I speak.
astrophysics is, the astrophysics is for fun. Sorry. Anyway, well, I mean, some people, if you're gonna go to school for something, I guess just like go to school for something you like. I don't know. I don't tell people to go to college because college is not for everybody. Having those like you were talking about, like those programs, I think that would be helpful when it comes to writing, like having after school writing programs, or even those like artisty programs in college, because they don't necessarily have them. They just have stuff where people just do things per the school, but nothing so much that goes towards like directly towards art, where it can be pushed out to other people, where it could be put in the hands of like somebody like Dark Horse or Image or something. Like it ends up just being you by yourself. So programs like that I think would be really interesting, really fun. That's it. I don't know.
To get into the chat, because I think they were really having Pope. I've been butchering your name since you got
I
in here.
really just want you to stop trying to say that name. He knows. You can just say Pope at this point, because I think he knows who you're talking about.
My nigga Pope. My nigga Pope.
Because you are struggling.
Is it not Pope Suave?
Pope Suave Sakati 2379. I guess. He's kind of having a whole conversation around like the anti-intellectual movement in regards to people saying that college isn't required. As somebody that's about to get my master's degree in like 2 to 3 weeks, I will say this. You do not need a master's degree. And I understand people, or college in general, from people's perspective on that. But what I will say, it does make your life easier. And I do think if you're a regular person and you're not a content creator, yes, I do think that you do have like a glass ceiling on what you're able to earn. And at least this is more so an American issue. I don't know how it plays into like overseas, but in America, brother, the amount of money you're going to make a year is going to be capped, because there are plenty of jobs to where you don't have to have experience. You don't have to have anything. But if you have that degree saying that you're qualified on paper and a networking opportunity in regards to somebody that can vouch for you at that job to get you in there, you can get that job. And that job could be making 15 times more than where you actually are, just because you have one more degree and you know somebody there. You could be underqualified. You could have no experience. And half the time they teach you the job when you get the job. They're just looking for somebody that can clock in, clock out, and shut up. And that degree means you can finish something.
Yep.
That's all that shit means. And that's usually why education in America has always been this thing that's been used to keep certain groups of people out of certain spots. Because if you can keep them away from education, you have logical reason to say, oh, well, we can't give you this job because you're not qualified. You don't have the education for it, even though they could probably do the job
Why
better than the person that's
literacy
qualified.
tests were a thing?
Yep. But again, that's as somebody that is educated and comes from an educated family, that there is a dark side to it. So again, if you don't want to And again, as a large Negro myself who worked 2, 3, 4 fast food jobs and realized, oh, y'all gonna have me loading these heavy boxes and pallets and my body gives out. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Although I am big, I'd rather not. I mean, I'd rather give me a little desk job where I can make the money and not my body hold up. That's where education comes in the hand, because love blue collar workers and people that can do blue collar work. My stepfather is one of those individuals. You only have so much time in your life where your body can do that kind of blue collar work. You have to start pivoting out of it. And if you're not pivoting into education, damn, you better figure out a way to save your money up and be financially literate so that when you retire, you have something that brings in the bacon. Because niggas will bring you in, chew you up, and spit you out, and when your body gives out, oh well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's niggas that were so dope.
I mean, look. I ain't trying to tell you what to do with your life, pimp. But
I mean, apparently we are like Ernie. If you look on YouTube, all these motherfuckers out here saying we're trying to make everybody woke is what I hear these.
I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I mean, if I have permission to be real just for a moment, you know, if only for just a moment, it's not, in my opinion, the worst thing in the world. I think the world would actually be a better place if people had some goddamn sense. I think I literally just had a conversation with someone on Threads earlier today about how the entire male gender would be better if men didn't treat affection as being gay. Like, you know, basically talking about, because I saw there was I forget how it even started, but there was a random woman that was on there. I just happened to see her post, and she was basically talking about that. And I just basically said, well, I was like, a homophobic dude hates to see me coming because I'm a hugger. So like, I'm like, look, and I'm the type of hugger, if I hug you, I'm bringing it in. We ain't doing this A-frame bullshit. Nah. I'm like, no. Come on, bring that shit in, nigga. Bring it in. And then let me get you with that pat. Like, I'm gonna hold you and be like,
it's to the point you got these brothers out here who like are afraid to pick up a piece of paper they see on the ground because they don't want to be perceived as gay. It's like you got. I was even having a conversation with this dude who went to my middle school, who said that like he's starting to be a student teacher and he's running into these boys who are afraid to wash their own ass because they don't want to be perceived as gay. And it's like, bro. That's how you end up that's how you end up with like diseases and shit. That's how you end up looking like one of them Yu-Gi-Oh players who be stinking at convention.
Hey,
like,
whoa.
He's like,
I'm sorry. As somebody who was there when it happened, Charlie, who was at YCS Ohio when it happened, I was there when Konami had to drop the literal bathroom rule where you had to come smelling decent or you would be disqualified from competing. So don't say, whoa, nigga, I was there. If you didn't have deodorant, if you didn't wash your ass, you would be disqualified. I was. Man,
so you better bring that Blue Eyes White Dragon deodorant.
Boy, niggas in there smelling like a summoned skull in the bathroom. Goddamn.
Man, what you just said, brother. What you just said.
I will say there's something I do want to, and honestly, I'm glad JP's here. I would like to get his perspective on it, because if we're getting real and we talking about some of the real shit. A thing that I've noticed, because there's been irreparable damage done to the male gender in regards to the way they perceive sexuality and whatnot. But there is something I've noticed for like, hey, okay, they have the perfect panel here for this shit, this conversation. I've talked about this with some friends before in regards to women and their internalized homophobia, where I've encountered a lot of women to where they are allies, they got the best gay best friend, but when you ask them about anything that's remotely perceived as homosexual, or to some women eat cheesecake, I guess, or when a man does something that's like sus, it's like, oh, yo, gay. Like they immediately use gayness as an insult to men, where I'm like, okay, you can't be an ally and then use that thing as an insult towards somebody when you're mad at them. That's how you view that. You view that thing as a negative thing inherently. And I'm like, it's something so subtle, but I'm like, you can't. I understand where it comes from, and again, it's more patriarchal bullshit. But you can't do that shit. You can't do that shit. You can't be like, oh yeah, I love black people, but then your black ass, like that's just.
You know, it existed before this, but when it comes to the cultural zeitgeist, I have to kind of blame Aaron Magruder for this shit a little bit because while I know his intention was to take shots at Tyler Perry, I fully understand what his intent was. Shout out to FD Signifier for his 4-hour manifesto. I've been saying this ever since I first saw that episode one night on Adult Swim, the one time they aired it. Pause did irreparable damage to the Black community that we have never recovered from. Pause and No Homo has done irreparable damage that people still do not want to have a conversation about, where genuinely being Black and being queer is one of the worst battles ever since that episode came out. Like, it was already a battle before that. Like, it like the pandemic of Black trans women dying in the streets has only gotten worse since then. But genuinely, the culture got worse when that happened, because you already kind of had, like, they kind of even poked, like, they kind of poked fun at like gay Black shit back during the Gays Delicious episode. Like, that was kind of around the Lil Wayne era where like drooping your pants was cool and whatnot, so that they didn't really like bucket that or whatnot. That's why you kind of saw the trend of sagging your pants fall out once Lil Wayne went to prison too many times, because that started to raise some eyebrows.
Him and the Birdman kissing shit.
Yeah, but like when Pause happened, that became the lingo. That like No Homo and whoa and like stuff like that. The reaction to something being remotely perceived as queer became like the irreparable damage to the culture, to where you even if you have motherfuckers that will ride or die for you, that will be allies for you, you will still see them say No Homo or Pause or whatever as the basic lingo. Like, even white dudes be saying Pause these days. Like, it is to the point where that is the basic lingo to default and like detract from anything queer. Like, it was to the point that Hillary Duff and freaking Wanda Sykes were out here doing infomercials about saying that's gay is problematic and shit. Like, we have not recovered from it. And like and shout out to the people from Empire. They tried to do the shit with Jesse Smollett and like fix the Black image of queerness and whatnot.
Dude,
like,
all that goodwill,
Juicy
all that
Smollett.
goodwill we were getting, he threw out the window. But it's like, genuinely, there's going to be a reckoning one day where Black folks need to understand that queer folks are not your enemy. We are both like us as a culture. We are all marginalized groups that are the enemy of cis heteronormative white males. They want us all to be gone. But for some reason, y'all be drinking Massa's Kool-Aid and be willing to say that gay people are your enemy at the same, like, you're pointing a gun at gay people while Massa has a gun in your back. That's the problem that you are doing. Is that it's that meme of the people in the church all having a gun pointed at each other's heads, like pew to pew, like literally. That's how it feels when it comes to the queer Black community and whatnot. I got so much hate for this. I had to turn off my TikTok comments when I said that Kevin Hart was never beating the charges over his shit that he did over that dollhouse and over the shit that he said to Lil Nas X. Like, people will still come for me and tell me that I'm a bad Black person, that I'm a fake Black person, that for hating on Kevin Hart and shit like that. But it's like, no, the shit that Kevin Hart said about Black people and queer people has still done irreparable damage the same way Pause did, where you, like, what's the word I'm looking for? You normalized hate crimes towards Black queer people. You normalized trying to push down and push away things like your kid being queer, because you think it's the world's ending if your kid is a little bit effeminate. You think the world's ending. And I'll let Kayla say what she wants about the whole, like, women's side of things. But it's cool to have a gay best friend. But if your man is any bit effeminate, that means that he's not tough enough. That means he can't be a leader in your household. That means that he's not strong with God. That means that he won't fight your battles for you. That means that he will not be the leader your father wasn't in some instances, but in general, it ends up being the leader that your father said you would need one day. Like, that is the thing that strikes fear in Black women, or women in general, because white women do the same damn thing, if not worse. Like queer is seen as an accessory, but when your man is perceived as anything effeminate, that means he is the worst thing ever. He's not going to be the man that you need him to be. And that is my TED Talk for the evening.
You know, it's interesting because you'll see anomalies like Prince happen, right? To where he is like so effeminate and women are literally throwing their draws at him. Or there's been this movement, or I'm not gonna call it a movement, but I've seen a lot of women in the alt blurred nerd space, like go to like cons, whatever it may be, where their whole thing is like, I want a pretty nigga. I want men that look more feminine now. And I'm like, I don't know if that's like I know it's not a majority, obviously, but I'm like, okay, you have these little like dots of that being a thing to where it seems as though feminine men or even queer people are accepted in certain spaces. But I think the internet makes it a lot, at least in my mind, the internet makes it look larger than what it is. I think the overall majority is still like, motherfuckers are still acting very homophobic and transphobic with a lot of this conversation.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
Yeah, no, FD had a great video on it recently where he straight up said that like the church is still a focal point in the Black culture. It's why the church was a big backing of the Target boycott, where it's like the church is still seen as a major focal point of what we deal with. So of course the man leading the household, things of that nature, like to throw FD another bone is the idea that like Tyler Perry movies being so accepted by the culture, if your man is not seen as attractive, successful, like able to be there for you in every way, he's not perceived as what you need him to be. So that is the issue at hand. But like alt folks, alt is where everybody gets down. Like the white, Black, whatever. Alt is where everybody gets down a lot of the time. Granted, you have those little pockets where some alt or punk or goth people try to inject like clan shit in there, but that gets stomped down pretty quick. Like they don't fuck around with that. They're really quick to deal with that. But like because true punk and alt folks don't really give a fuck. They will, because they're anti-establishment, which means they're anti-bullshit. They're anti-white bigotry. So those real people just want people to do whatever the fuck they want. That's the whole point of being alternative.
Shout out to my alt people, specifically my alt Black women, because we love y'all here. Y'all are beautiful people. I was about to say, that's my whole train of thought. Jesus Christ.
I was like, Ernie, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just like I wanted to like keep the train going on that. I'm sorry.
Honestly, I forgot. I forgot what I was gonna say. So you carry on.
Yeah, we're yakking hours at this point.
I was gonna say at this point, I was like, okay, yeah.
But sure, because we about to be like 2 hours and 13 minutes in. Because funny enough, we had like a whole show before JP got here, and he got here. We were like an hour and 3 minutes, and it already pulled on.
Hey man, I had to go watch Obafemi wreck Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry, like I had to go watch that while I ate.
I saw the best part of that match for free.
Allegedly.
No, I mean somebody posted it on Threads.
ESPN2 that part for free, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, I saw that shit on Threads. I was like, okay, this is all I need to see. Moving on with
every ex-Black world champion looking,
because that's a sick Negro himself. So
Brock or Oba?
Oba.
Oh really?
Yeah. Apparently he noticed his like people he looked to for success was like Joe Rogan and 2 other motherfuckers. So
he said Elon Musk and Joe Rogan and somebody else.
Isn't he Nigerian?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Once
I seen that nigga Roman Reigns trying to cape for conservatives, and I was like, no.
Oh yeah, no. Tonight when he won, there was chants at the post shows that were saying "fuck TKO," and Roman turned around looking confused because he's a company boy, so he was confused why they were saying "boo TKO," and it's like,
you know what that sound like? One other light skinned individual we know. What do you mean my chat's racist? Did you?
Oh man! Oh, did I? Yeah. I don't know. I have emails that say otherwise. But you know.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll let you say that for your channel. I already had to run off a bunch of the amount of me just reacting to your video. The amount of people that got hit from this channel on one Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon. I was just bored. I was
man.
like, "Oh, that's racist. Oh, that's definitely racist. Yeah, you gotta go."
I just still can't like get over the motherfuckers who think we're clout chasing off of Rob when it's like, brother, I ain't watched a Rob video or given a shit about that man in like 10 years. Like, and even before, like even then, like I was more of a Benny person or a Joel person before him. Like that me and Joel are on speaking terms now says a lot about you when I really didn't give a shit about you to begin with. It's like, sorry, dog.
I ain't gonna lie. Like I was fucking with him and Benny for a minute. After that, like I had a great positive perception of this nigga into that milestone shit. Where I was like, and it didn't help that this is around the time where like I'm starting to get really heavily into milestone, and I think I was like either halfway through the script for the icon video, whatever. I was pretty deep in that video, so I'm like I'm getting more. Plus, the more and more I'm at this job, the more radicalized I get, and the more I'm like burning this shit down. So I'm like, yeah, you caught me on a bad day, my nigga. You caught me a bad day.
And the thing about it is too, like, I think Ernie said it best. Man didn't have to say a damn word. Man didn't have to say a damn word, and just kept on like as his chat told him to do. He should have just kept. He just should have shut up and dribbled, not said a damn word. Hey, Cosmo, no mind. Because me and Cosmo are on speaking terms. Now the dude who called him a coon, we're on speaking terms. So it's like, dude, straight up could have just ignored it and moved on, and he chose to open his mouth, and like I feel like as if he would have just stayed silent and moved on, he might have still broke bread with some milestone motherfuckers. Maybe not us, but he like milestone motherfuckers would have actually paid attention to him one day. But I feel like he did so much irreparable damage by just opening his mouth, where it's just like, dog, you and it's so funny too, because like there was this idiot white dude on on Twitter this past week who commented on one of my videos and tried to tell me that Milestone is the most racist thing DC ever published, and I just sat there appalled. Because he followed Rob, like, is what I thought that was hilarious.
Of course he does.
It is just like I sat there looking like, wow, dog, you think Milestone is racist? That's a crazy thought you just had there.
13 lashings for your house.
Tell me how. Like honestly, if anyone thinks that, tell me how. Tell me how Milestone is racist. Please tell me. Please. I because I promise you, it will not end well. Tell me how.
Someone in the chat, it's a funny thing. I think the chat says, where's the shit at? Did I just lose it? Those who want power love the display of a stereotypical male power. That's why we have power fantasies about superheroes and keep politics out of it. When I see that, I love fucking with people like especially the white people that glorify the Spartans. Be like, yeah, I know them Spartans were gay, right? You knew they were really gay, right?
I talked about this on my show today, where I was like, look, dog, there's been this trend recently of people who've been getting mad about DC changing truth justice in the American way to truth justice in a better tomorrow. And here's the thing. Y'all would have hated Siegel and Schuster's Superman. Y'all would have been so mad about Siegel and Schuster's Superman. Like, I bet anybody who went to Superman Day yesterday and picked up that facsimile edition of Action Comics #1, I bet y'all were real butthurt when you read that, because Superman hated corporate fat cats. He hated corrupt politicians. He hated all them motherfuckers. So, like, it wasn't until the Comics Code Authority came around where they straight up said that Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, whoever had to not be mean to judges, couldn't be mean to cops, that they needed to work alongside cops, all that shit. That's when Superman became that American dream type shit, to where he had the eagle on his shirt, on his arm, and I have one shirt of it because I bought it from a thrift store. Like, that's where that came from. The OG Siegel and Schuster Superman didn't give a fuck. He was ready to box anybody who tried to be evil. It didn't matter who you was. So it was very much like, it's very comical to this day that people be out here in the streets acting like Superman really wouldn't have beat that ass. Like that whatchamacallit, that whole speech that Superman gives in the James Gunn movie, that is the most Superman speech that man could have ever made. And yet you got goofballs out here trying to act like that movie is the comic accurate. Brother, man, that is the most Siegel and Schuster Superman that's ever been on screen. If you want to have that conversation next to Reeves, like that is the most accurate Superman you probably done got. And motherfuckers want to act like it's not because they were brainwashed by Snyder. And it's like, maybe you should do some research before you say some stupid shit.
Nah, that would require reading.
That requires literacy,
Yeah.
and critical thinking.
Charlotte, did you talk about the dumbass motherfuckers that were talking about the Static Shock movie as they were talking about this week?
Oh no! I saw like a post about the Static movie, and I was like, I don't believe that shit when I see it, nigga.
Dude, it was such a nothing. I appreciate the people that took it with grace. But like that story was just such a nothing burger because
I kind of went off on my show. I was like, look, dog, y'all took a 1-sentence statement in a Variety article
and turned it into a headline.
And turned it into a headline and made all these black folks look stupid for believing the headline and not doing their own research.
Pause. Hold on a second. Because do you know how often they do that? I made a video.
All the time.
I made a video about Akebe long time ago. Probably about 2 years ago. Video is mad old. It is now sitting at probably 100,000 views when it was at like maybe 2,000 views when I first put it up on TikTok, because Denzel Washington did an interview where he said Ryan Coogler is crafting a character for me. I don't know who it is, but he's crafting a new character for me. His exact words. Ryan Coogler is crafting a character for me. The article goes, this is who it could be. Could, mind you, is in all caps. Okay? So this is who it could be. And it just starts listing people off. And Akebe is one of the people that it is there. Mind you, there has been no announcement. Ryan Coogler has said no words. Kevin Feige has said no words. Denzel Washington has no fucking idea. Nobody has said any words. But Akebe is on this list of people. There's like 5 or 6 people. Akebe is on this list of people. And there is an article that then goes up and goes, Denzel Washington is going to be Akebe in Black Panther 3. Who said that? Who said any of those words? So then people are coming into my comment section on this 2-year-old video going, oh, you've got to be a genius because you knew that he was going to be Akebe. Denzel Washington is going to be Akebe. I was like, who told you that? Nobody said that. No, nobody said any of those words. Denzel said it. He didn't. He did. I watched the interview. Did you? Where in the interview, at what minute did Denzel tell y'all he was going to be Akebe?
Them niggas seen that.
Matter of fact, when did Ryan Coogler tell you that? Matter of fact, when did Kevin Feige tell you that?
It's just frustrating, man. It's just frustrating because like motherfuckers don't want to do their own research. They don't want to believe shit. And it was to the point that one of my mutuals straight up like was looking up an article that was talking about DC fandom from 2020 where they announced milestone returns, where they talked about the Static Shock movie. And we're like, look, guys, like they just said you're getting a Static ongoing. Oh, I told y'all all y'all had to do was like wait and believe and trust in DC. It's like, nigga, that's a 6-year-old article. Maybe you should look at the date code before you say some out of pocket shit. Like
they never look at anything. It drives me absolutely insane because people will come to my page. Y'all know I don't fucking argue with these fucking people. But you're not about to come to my video and call me a liar.
Like I like honestly, like I've thought about just clipping the podcast where I talked about it tonight, but I might have to make another video before I go to bed because genuinely the amount of nonsense I like the video might just have to start with, no, you're not getting a Static Shock movie because motherfuckers can't read and it's really annoying because genuinely all these people be out here looking stupid and I feel like Uncle Ruckus going, read, nigga, read. Because
that's the same thing that happened with the Werewolf by Night thing, which pisses me off to this day. because I fucking hate CBR. I want to burn their fucking
Oh,
building down. I hate
God.
them so goddamn
Oh
fucking much.
man, I hate
When
them.
that whole situation came out with Werewolf by Night, and they whoever sat at that computer and typed that fucking article, looked over it with their own two fucking eyes, sent it to the editor who also looked over it with his own two fucking eyes, and posted it and said, "We don't know who it could be. There's not too many werewolf characters in Marvel
Right.
Comics, and we could be looking at Rain from New Mutants. Why the fuck? Why the
I
fuck
feel-
would it be that?"
And you know what's crazy? Niggas seen that article, looked to their left, looked to their right, and said,
Oh, I'm gonna eat that shit up.
and ate it the fuck up.
And for weeks, people were just like, "Oh my god, I'm so excited that we're getting Brain." I was like, "You're getting Werewolf by Night. You don't know that." Yes, I do, because I'm not
getting-
fucking retarded. So you're getting Werewolf by Night. And I don't know who wrote that article, but they obviously don't read comic books. Then when Kevin Feige goes, "Oh, it's going to be Werewolf by Night," here comes another article. In a surprising twist, it's going to be Werewolf by Night. Is it a surprising twist? What are you talking about?
What's a twist?
Wait. Can I just say when this static stuff came up, I literally, like, a homie of mine, I don't beat games. I saw him post it, and actually I saw everybody post it. Like, everybody who I respect got by this.
Man.
I saw I don't beat games get caught. I saw Black Girl Nerds I saw a whole bunch of people get caught. And the thing is, I went to the people who I respected. I went to their posts and I would say, "This is old news. This is news from like DC Fandom 2020 or 2021." I was like, the Static movie has been in
Production.
development for a long, even before that, like going back to like 2014, 2015. I was like, until I am in the movie theater watching the movie, I have seen the entire movie and the credits. Like, I'm gonna need to see the copyright shit at the end of the movie before I believe that movie is real. Because
It was DC Fandom 2020 to the point that
Yeah.
you can't even like find it anymore. They had to pull, like, someone bootlegged it off of the DC website because it was like a pay-per-view thing they did off of their little web app. Like someone had to boot, like, you can find the whole like 8-hour thing over there. But no, like it was the same thing where they announced the return of Milestone. They said you were getting a Milestone return, like a Milestone Returns books. You were getting Milestone as a like animated movie, and you were getting some type of static thing, executive produced by Michael B. Jordan. And we ain't heard shit high or hell since.
And you know
Well,
what
it's-
else
yeah.
was going to be Michael B. Jordan? Goddamn Black Superman. That day that they pulled Sam Wilson to be the new Captain America, as soon as Falcon and the Winter Soldier got changed at the end with the credit to Captain America and the Winter Soldier, as soon as that fucking line popped up, CBR had an article talking about Michael B. Jordan is now in talks to play Superman. And I said, why? What? Okay. So then somebody goes, "Well, y'all are getting mad about Superman being black. Well, we can have Black Panther be white." First of all, shut the fuck up. Second of all, what are you talking about? Because nobody said any of those words. Nobody. And then James Cameron or J.J. Abrams, whichever one of them bitches it is,
Oh, God,
J.J.
okay.
Abrams.
goes, "I'm going to do Clark Kent, but a nigga."
You said it verbatim?
When I said that, I pulled that fucking article and I put it up and I said, it's going to be Clark Kent. It's not going to be Val Zod. It's not going to be Calvin Ellis. It's going to be Clark Kent. You don't know what you're talking about. They can't do that. They
They
can.
can't do that.
They own the characters. They
They're
can
not
do whatever
allowed to
they
do that.
I
want.
mean, they're not real, so they can. They shouldn't, but they can. And then they're like, "Oh well, nobody really said that to you." I say they ain't got to say it to me. But this article right here, where the words are printed, J.J. Abrams' bitch ass is the one who fucking said it.
And my nigga Blurred Alert said it best. He said, then they always go, what about White Black Panther or Shaft? Nigga,
My God.
real.
fuck out my face with that bullshit.
It's always, well,
Can
we can, since y'all are so mad about it, let's just make Black Panther white. Y'all have Casper, okay? Relax.
You have Casper is crazy.
Well, I mean, the thing is, they even canceled the movie because of like after when all the DEI initiatives got done away with, they shit canned the damn Black Superman movie, and people still to this day are angry. There's some neck bearded white dude on Reddit right now, clickety clacking on his keyboard, mad that they're still making that damn Black Superman. I can't stand this shit. Dude, the movie's canceled. It's okay. It got canceled back in July of last year. Calm down.
And what's so funny about that entire situation is that when you really sit down and look at it, genuinely, every time that somebody tries to go up to James Gunn and be like, "So when we get the Static Shock movie, James," that motherfucker says, about that, next question, because he knows that Warner Brothers Discovery don't give a fuck. That was the old regime before he came in. Whatever I will put money on whatever milestone initiatives that were kicking off before Discovery merged with Warner Brothers. It's never happening. Like, genuinely, it will be a new project. It will be a new idea. It will be something else entirely. But I bet you, my whole bank account, which is $50, that you ain't gonna see not a high hair, nothing of static on a TV screen besides Tubi for the next 2 to 5 years.
The only nigga I've seen James Gunn confirm is coming to the DCU is Nubia. And even then, I'm like, nigga, okay, I'll believe when I see it. I'll believe
They
when I
can't
see
even
it.
get Wonder Woman casted. I'll believe what Nubia when I see that shit.
Yeah, I'll believe that shit. Well, I mean, I think I kind of blame the whole like the clickbaity news like cycle of it all, because when old girl from Pay Her Weight, when she asked James Gunn about that static shit, like that was one of those scenarios where like you literally just put this motherfucker on the spot. You didn't put this white man on the spot. There's all kind of legality involved, and he is gonna say the thing that he feels is going to make people the least mad, but also get him in the least amount of trouble.
Oh yeah, and that was the day I dropped my Black Folks Don't Care About Static video, because I knew for a fact that like you're never gonna get a static anything because y'all don't support shit, and that's the hand. That's the hand, fist, and face. Is that like James Gunn is not going to give you shit because they know you ain't gonna support the shit. Sorry.
Oh, and for the person in the comment section about the Green Lantern thing, it's John and Hal. It's not John alone. Number one, and number two, they're talking about just like
Lanterns.
I think they're trying to do
plural.
like a single project, single Black person project. Is what we meant when we were talking about fucking static. So he said Nubia. I doubt that though. Well, a lot.
And
they might grow another foot. How about that?
yeah, and for people that don't want to educate themselves on these fake articles, because I do get pissed off a lot of this stuff where it's people take a sentence or a snippet of a sentence and create an article around it, no matter if it's clickbait or if it's wrong, whatever it may be, and niggas will take it and run with it, and then you look stupid. Because I have like granted, these friends of mine, they're not tapped in whatsoever, and they'll be like, "You see this? You see a static movie?" I'm like, "Okay, nigga, why not? It's coming out." I'm like, "Sure." When I see a trailer, I'll believe it. Hell, nigga, I don't even. At this point, we in those days where I don't even trust on-set photos no more, nigga. I can see a picture of fucking Miles Caden or fucking Kayla McLachlan in a fucking static costume. Until I see that motherfucking movie trailer, I don't believe that shit.
And I also like when the whole Batgirl thing happened, because my cousin worked on it, And she was like,
My wife?
yes, they worked on it. Like, she worked on it. And the person that they picked to play Batgirl was her friend. So, like, they're working on it, and they had her in costume and everything. They had other people in costumes, set photos, and all this other nonsense just for y'all to scrap it because the people over y'all didn't want her to be a person of color. And y'all want me to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this unconfirmed movie rumor about Static that you've been talking about for the past 4 years. I don't care.
Y'all want to hear the hottest take of the night? Y'all are never gonna like even if we get a Static movie, unless they get the blackest of black directors, producers, everybody on that bitch, and they actually let them cook the way they want to, it won't be good. It won't be good. It won't be what you think it is. It won't be the way Dwayne would have wanted it to be. It will not be good because Dwayne or Dennis won't have their hand in it because they will think a white man knows better. And even then, after all the let's play it safe white people come in and try to make it look decently palatable for the white audience, you're still gonna have white people who say that shit is woke. Even if it's something that was made, an original character that was made for black people, it's not a legacy character, it's not some nonsense of a race change or nothing. It was a whole nigga made by a group of niggas. Y'all will still say it's woke because you're all a bunch of racist pieces of shit. And they will stand 10 toes down and tell me I'm wrong. But it will be, I'll be as prolific as Nick Spencer and say, that shit will be called out the same way hashtag not my Captain America was started. I will do it with Sam Wilson on my chest. Snap Wilson is my guy, damn it.
Oh, God.
You will see that manifested. If we ever get a Static movie, they will still call it woke, even though it was probably neutered to hell. That way they would think it was palatable.
The nigga said Quentin Tarantino Static Shock. Nigga.
Ernie, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, nigga. Tell me I'm wrong.
Dude, Quentin Tarantino Static is diabolical. That's what I say to that shit.
That
But
nigga
you are
Virgil
not
get called a
wrong.
nigga 15 times in the first opening credits. Nigga.
Dude, you know who's gonna do it? It's gonna be Hot Streak. Hot Streak gonna be the one.
No.
Hot Streak is gonna walk on the set, drooping his pants, looking stupid as hell, look like he's Jamie Kennedy in Beverly Hills. God, what the fucking was that? What the fucking was? I don't know.
You have Richie in there licking toes.
Don't do my nigga Richie like that.
Richie in there doing sick nigga shit.
he gonna be and no, what they're gonna do too, they're gonna make Richie as, like we were just having that talk about queer people. They're gonna make Richie as effeminate as possible, and it's gonna piss me off. They're not gonna let him be a chill gay character. They're gonna make him as effeminate as possible. That motherfucker's gonna walk in like it's gear, bitch, and I'll be ready to beat everybody's ass.
Not his gear, bitch.
That's gonna be war.
That nigga said they gonna cast Logic as Hot Streak. They gonna be that bitch fire in hand. See, I have the blood of the slave and the master. Oh fuck. Let's get ready to close this out. We've been in this bitch for about 3 hours now. I wanna waste your time being on her this long. For everybody that is new here to Blurred Art, Cody Jennings II, Dark Elite Eric, my boy Pope Suave, all you new guys. This is Pullist Therapy, where we get on to discuss any and everything comic books. This stream happens every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And this is your first time in the channel as a whole. This is the Captain Diesel Dojo channel. This is where we get into everything comics, nerds, horror. I would do more music, but y'all niggas don't click those videos. Horror, yes. Nigga.
Oh, thank you for enunciating that.
I mean, we could.
He wants to talk about horrors, but you're
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't want to disrespect you.
I mean, niggas don't click on those videos. Well, they may click on those videos, actually. That may be the bad thing. So I need these brand deals, nigga. I cannot be talking about that. Let me shut up. Let me stop. This nigga already said I had a couple videos in the tech. I had to stop. I'm fucking rambling. But yeah, y'all, this is the Captain's Lounge. That's Captain's Lounge is on Tuesday. God damn it. Thanks for coming. Appreciate that.
You
Well,
threw his
with
whole
therapy.
vibe off.
Carry them.
I
Fuck me
love how
up.
we
You want
didn't
the whole
do.
group.
I love how we did not do the name. Of the
I
show.
was about to get into that, nigga. Damn. Okay, shit. Fuck. Did you buy something this week?
Bye.
It's okay.
I did.
Okay. We'll start with JP then. JP, what were your books for the week that you picked up?
Yo, so this past week I had a few books on my pull list. I had a New Titans number 34. What else did I have? My New Titans number 34. I bought 2 copies of Absolute 19, solely one to read and throw around for a video, and one to put in a box because that's the first appearance of all the Robins. So, but shout out to my man Scott Snyder, because we made sure that one of these Absolute Robins was a nigga. Shout out to my man Duke Thomas.
It would have been weird to not have him there.
Yeah, I'm about
No,
to say,
'cause they'd have been the excuse to put Kerry Kelly.
I was not.
there,
I was
you know,
not
wanted to.
excited for that because it would have been weird to not have him in there.
He get killed next issue. Let's keep it a buck.
I also had
Go
Rat
ahead.
City by Eric Schultz. Rat City bitch, Rat City bitch. It's literally just like, it's called Rat City, but it literally is just Spawn in the future. If you could just like interpret that for what it is, it's just Cyber Spawn. If you down with Cyber Spawn, you'll be down with this. It's really good. Like I never thought a white woman could be, and this is a perfect example. Erica Schultz, white woman, and is out here writing a good black man story. And it's possible if you let someone cook the way they're supposed to.
A good black man or a good black man story?
Both.
There's a difference.
Also, Storm Earth's Mighty is here. Earth's Mighty's Mutants out this week. It is a mini series for all you illiterate motherfuckers on Twitter and TikTok. Because if I hear one more motherfucker go, wait, I thought Storm was an ongoing. Read your solicitations, nigga. Nectar number 2. Nectar has been really good. And then next week I have I think all I have is Exquisite Corpses number 12. And there's a new book out from Matt Cave I was gonna get. Planet Atmos Excordium number 1's coming out. And then also Spider-Man, Superman. I bought the Sarah Pacelli cover because it's Bendis' Superman and Miles on the cover. That's it.
Marno, Ernie, what do you have? What did you buy?
I didn't really buy much in the way of new comics this week. I bought old comics this week because everything else I had either read ahead of time or did not care to buy at this present moment. But I did pick up my obsession. I found this, which is friend of the channel Gavin Guidry's store exclusive cover for Feral number 1, which is a homage to The Shining.
That's fire.
So yeah, the iconic Jack Nicholson scene where he sticks his head through the door and says, "Here's Johnny." Yep, this is it right here. And I did go back and pick up a couple of variants of the new Stephanie Phillips Daredevil. So
but you hate Stephanie.
Apparently, but I mean, so they tell me. They tell me I hate her. Honestly, I just hate her boyfriend. But yeah, that's another story altogether. But no, I got.
What do you mean that was half the episode? What do you mean?
What?
Hating her boyfriend. That was half the episode.
Half.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I hate her boyfriend. That is no extension of herself unless she shares similar views. But you know, she has not said one way or the other, so I can't. I will not speak for her in that regard. But I will let her speak for herself if she has a mind to do so. But no, I got the Ryan Stegman joint foiled. Got the foiled. We love them foiled around here. And I forget the name of the artist who did this one, but I really love this one.
Yeah, I had to go get that one. I wanted that one in the blind bag and didn't get it. I went back to the shop and said, nigga, run me my cover. Run that shit to me.
Yeah. Give me my shit. But no.
It's like that meme of like, I'm not playing these games. Give me my cover.
And then as for I don't have it reachable right now, but Mumra, the Ever Living, that was really good. Huge fan of the Thundercat series over at Dynamite. Mumra the Ever Living was lit. Also, Love the origin story that they gave to Mumra, because Mumra doesn't really have one, and they actually came up with a really, like I was like, man, this motherfucker ain't shit.
I ain't
like,
shit at all. I was like, okay.
I was like, are they gonna try and pull some bullshit, or are they gonna try and make it seem like? I was like, well, are they gonna try and make it like he's deep down he was like a nice person back in the day? Like, oh no, there's like no. That nigga ain't shit. But no, that was good. Next week I got Feral number 22. Excited for that because I'm going to be getting the weapons homage variant cover, which is going to be awesome. Also Zatanna, the one black creator on a book for DC Next Level.
Jamal Campbell.
Yep.
My nigga Jamal, boy.
Yeah, Jamal's book comes out next week, Zatanna number 1. And really, outside of that...
I thought it comes out on the 29th.
Oh, no, you are correct. 29th. I got my dates mixed up. So actually here, let me correct myself. So it will actually be Void Rivals that I'll be looking forward to, because I love me some Void Rivals.
Shout out to Kirkman.
And, hey, Kirkman knows how to write good books now. He knows how to write good books. I mean, I'm happy for him. I'm glad that he finally arrived. I'm not really interested in any of the X shit. Corpse Night, that's another book that I was looking forward to. Looking forward to Corpse Night, and I want to say there was another book, but yeah, those are really all I'm looking forward to.
Really briefly. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a super chat. If anybody donates a super chat, we will stop everything we are doing to discuss the super chat. Because again, I thank anyone for being willing to give me a penny or a dime, or to this extent, big flip $5. Boy, I go get a 4 now. Appreciate you, Mr. Aisato Amiya. I think I killed that. Any chance to have a combo about webcomics? I found most of the black rep I want from them, especially black queer rep. I want to do more work into black webcomic and just webcomics as a whole. I've been really heavy on supporting Kickstarters as of late and covering black creator comics, which if you guys haven't seen my most recent video about Fumes issue 1, go check that out, because the Kickstarter for issue 2 it's already, I think they've met their goal. She's met her goal already, but we're just in stretch goal territory with that book. So if you guys want to get in on that and getting a copy of issue 2, and I think at the tier I'm on, you get issue 2 and issue 1, go and do that thing, man. Support some black writers and black artists and black creatives. But to that question, I'll look into more of them. If you have any recommendations, leave them in the comments, and I'll check some out. As far as that goes, but
real quick, so you mentioned a Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the final hours of Tales of Asunda at Stranger Comics.
I don't got no money, Ernie. Fuck.
You got 13 hours, nigga.
I found is this shit still in here? Hold on. Wow, I'm fucking up. I'm fucking my
See, I had to do that payment plan because my ass ain't gonna be able to afford shit.
Yeah, I literally.
Don't you have
I had to do the same thing. I had to do split it up into 3.
Yeah, Ernie be dropping fucking racks, boy. These books, boy. That nigga Ernie be.
Hey, look, man, I got a problem.
God damn, I thought I had a problem. This nigga Ernie be dropping. Of course, the moment I try to fucking find this book, I fucking can't find it all of a sudden. God damn it. I have a signed copy of, I don't know which one it is, it's the variant cover. I think of. My bad. I'll get my life together, people. I promise. But yeah, I'm gonna cover that shit. Sebastian's dope. Dope guy. Great Brit too. Like, hey, you give British people a good name, brother. Cause y'all niggas are real. I don't know.
Because them bitches can't cook.
Hey, nah. Jesus Christ. But to my books, I had to stop everything for that, and I was looking for the signed copy of the book to show y'all. But at this point, I'm getting to the point where I have too many fucking comics, and I'll be forgetting what's in what box. So I gotta. If I don't do that shit ahead of time, it won't be there. What, nigga? What do you want?
So he can have too many comics and forget what box they're in. I have like almost 7,000 comic books at this point.
And you ain't seen that one on stream yet, huh? Ain't that funny?
Nope, sure not, because I'm not going down there to open them fucking boxes. Not.
Told you there's a wig down there. You better get that shit, huh? Some earrings,
Body
huh?
wigs is upstairs.
Oh, so the shit you care about is upstairs, huh? Goddamn
I'm
fraud.
not putting it. I'm not putting 7,000 comic books in this house. Okay,
You put. Never mind. Let me stop. You can put one.
they're downstairs. All of all of the comics from Stranger Comics, every single one that he sent me in that box is downstairs on the bookshelf.
Where my book at?
Downstairs on the bookshelf.
I got your shit over here though. That's crazy.
And you ain't finished reading it, have you?
Yeah, nigga, I'm trying to make money. Did money on?
Okay. Anyway.
Oh my god. Anyway, my
I
books for the week.
just took a 15-minute clip about Milestone returning from an 8-hour DC fandom just for y'all, just so you know.
Appreciate you.
I'm awesome.
I know Ernie ain't finished reading it either.
You just putting everybody off for all watch today. Damn.
If it makes y'all feel any better, I had to beg her to read my shit, and I gave her a free copy of it digitally, and she still
First of all,
you still
didn't
ain't
have
about a
to
physical
beg
yet.
me.
Still ain't even about a
Didn't have
physical.
to beg me. Didn't have to beg
Hey, yo,
me
if I buy
already.
one, will you sign it? That way I can put it in a comic capsule?
Yeah. Because I know how to send those out now. Actually, Kiori ain't bought that shit yet. That's crazy, ain't it? I bought both your books though.
First of all,
I bought both your books, and they're more expensive than my
why
books.
you sitting there playing? Mine is out for delivery. Quit playing with me.
When?
It says out for delivery. I don't know. People be lying.
I can check the receipts. I'll check it. I'm over here bullshitting. Let me stop.
Oh my god.
Books for
Y'all
the
are
week.
too much.
Books of the week for me. First and foremost, shout out to the GOATs, and I'll be speaking to her about this book and a few other books soon. Stephanie Williams in Temporal. I got the trade. I had this motherfucker pre-ordered, and it came in, and I love it. It feels amazing. Smells like Black excellence. Go check it out. I think it's 5 issues in total. I think I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Because I bought issue 1 and legit forgot to pre-order it. And when I heard the trade was coming around, I'm like, oh, I can right my wrong now. And I have to fucking finish reading the other 4 issues. Because matter of fact, I did a video on issue 1 that niggas did not go watch. So if y'all want to correct that mistake, y'all can go watch that video on issue 1 of Temporal.
Correct that mistake.
Actually, Charlie, didn't you know that black people don't support black books? They only want white books. Isn't that the narrative that's going around?
That's been a narrative. Man, I'm gonna still make some videos though. Y'all to get them. Don't do shitty, but y'all still get these videos though. But Temporal's amazing. As far as other books that I've got, but they're not out because I already boxed them and put them away. The only reason this shit isn't boxed and put away is because I'm reading it right now. Absolute Batman issue number 19. And, we got to get that in because in the next week or two, we may not be getting any DC books the way shit looking. That shit may be cooked. I may wait long enough to get that Satana issue 1, but after that shit may be out the pull list, nigga. They over there fucking up. Playing in my motherfucking face. But outside of that, I definitely will be picking up next week. I think there's a Dan Mora cover of Dakota Instant drop next week. I know
Yes.
FLC 4 ended.
I forgot about that. Yeah, it is next week. I bought like 5 copies of that damn book.
I got my one. You richer than me. I got my 1 copy. I could afford
Look,
my
man.
1 copy.
My man, Joe said we need to put some numbers on it. I was like, fuck it. I set it up to where I told my shop owner I'm gonna buy 5. Give them out the motherfuckers. Like, just do it that way because I don't want them.
See, I did that on the initial drop. I bought like 3 issues and gave 2 to my coworkers who have not read comics in like fucking 30 years. But I did that, and
I think
then
I already have 6.
damn, hey, bro.
And the thing is, I'm broke. I'm thankful that there's like a 7-day like grace period for Kickstarters. That way, I can pay for David F. Walker shit because that ends on like Tuesday. Like, if I get paid on Tuesday, so I'm about to be like last minute tapping that like right when I get paid because man, I'm struggling right now.
Yeah, I did get that, and then other books coming up. Ernie's already interviewed Joe Casey about it, but I think of that Ben 10 book. That shit will be bought, and we'll get a video on here.
Apparently,
if y'all niggas don't know,
Dynamite was going for motherfuckers' throats about that, saying that they underordered that book. So I'm like, what y'all cooking to that?
Well,
thing?
apparently it sold out like crazy. I got an email about it from Nick Barucci, the president of Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
He basically told me, he said the book sold out like fucking crazy. Like,
yes, I got that motherfucker pre-ordered.
Which one,
honestly, Ben 10.
Ben 10.
Ugh.
Watch your mouth, nigga. Watch your
Fuck
motherfucking
you.
mouth, nigga. Talking bad about Ben 10,
hey,
goddamn it.
go buy it so we can get Generator Rex.
Right.
Man,
I take Generator Rex.
I got a whole video about Generator Rex. I
Generator Rex.
gotta finish that fucking script for that video essay. Cause
it still cracks me up that like motherfuckers don't know that Rex was voiced by Junie from Spy Kids. It cracks me up to this day.
bruh. I need a Generator Rex video. I need a Symbiotic Titan video. I need a fucking. I need a secret. I need a secret. I need a Secret Saturdays fucking book.
Secret Saturday.
Dude, Secret Saturday, shit.
Man, I love some Secret Saturday.
I got a whole list of like old cartoons that I love from that era.
Where's my Code Lyoko book? Damn it! Where's my Code Lyoko book?
Dynamite, talk with me, bro. I'll tell you what to go after. Go get the IP, bro. Just go make these books, man. Hell, I'll write one for you.
To this day, Code Lyoko makes me mad. That's a French IP. Because apparently the French got mad that it did so good in the States that they like canceled it and did a live action show, but the live action show bombed. And it's like, well, that's what happens when you get mad at America, but money's supporting your shit.
Niggas don't like money, apparently.
If they did Witch, I would be so happy. Oh my god.
We are Witch. That
was
my shit, man. Oh my god.
But shit, let's end this show before we get to the 3 hour mark. Last thing,
you try to have a blur cave, shit.
I know, right? Hey, bro, I'm copying your bar, Flo. I'm copying all your shit, man. Flow for flow, bar for bar.
Hey, look, I respect it.
This is the fucking the blur cave
I gotta
Jason.
listen to this damn theme song because
did you read Nectar?
So good. So good.
Oh shit! Forgot. Last book that I actually fucking bought, Narco issue number 2 came out. Go pick that shit up.
Good.
Ernie, you probably saw it, but I was talking to fucking Duck about it. We're about to get a bunch of horror inspired covers for that. They got a Scream one. I had a
feeling.
We got a Scream one for issue 1. There is a Psycho one for issue 2. But I think he said they're going to get a lot more Hitchcock. It's going to be mostly Alfred Hitchcock inspired covers. So I'm pretty. I think I said the birds, and he kind of like nodded at me a little bit. So we'll probably get a birds one for a future issue.
But instead of birds, can it be squirrels?
Probably. Well, I think it was a possum in the fucking book, so probably a bunch of possums.
Possum. Yeah.
Nigga, squirrels.
Yeah,
squirrel.
Anything, honestly, any kind of rodent-esque creature.
Bro, imagine if we had a horror book about raccoons. Like, you know how funny that would be? A horror.
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of here for that idea.
We already got
real life like an Animal Farm level of analogy about like raccoons trying to be in the house. Make it like that level of an analogy.
I mean, we've already had horror stories about raccoons in real life, so.
Oh, just before we leave, just so everybody is aware, I am almost finished with the 3rd book. Nope.
She don't even know what she almost finished with.
She on book 25, nigga.
The 6th book. Sorry. I forgot that this was a 4-book series, and then I had a book before that, so this was number 6. So I'm almost finished with the 6th book. It's called Death by Secret. I have killed a lot of people in this book. Okay. Irrelevant, but it is almost finished, and it's probably going to be one of the multimedia ones. So it'll be like a novel, and it'll also be a comic book, and it'll also be a manga or something like that.
Cool. So I can wait for you to send me a free copy of it. I'll wait like 3 months before I buy it.
Sure.
Gotcha. I'll do that. That's what we do around here, apparently, right? All right. That's the.
First of all, the one that I ordered was the digital copy, so that was my bad. So I actually do have to order a physical copy.
Cody Jennings second. That video, the Doug Wagner interview, will probably drop tomorrow. I just had to get it back from the editor because I recorded that like 2 days ago, and I'll be getting the Stephanie Williams video on Wednesday. We're done recording, and I'll probably either get that Friday, if not Monday again. I usually both record like the week prior, so I usually get those videos like the week after I record them, so I can actually get other shit done and also consistently get content up on the channel. But yes, y'all get the Doug Wagner interview tomorrow. And that is pretty much it as far as content goes. There's some other, you'll get your regularly scheduled videos twice a week, the streams twice a week. You'll get the Captain's Lounge on Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, the Pull This Therapy show that you're watching now, Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern. And that is what we got here. Before I get ready to close out, illustrious guests, do y'all have anything y'all want to plug or tell the people about before we get up out of here?
Ernie, you can go.
I tell you what, I got a interview with Ed Brisson tomorrow to talk about Thunderhawks.
Ooh.
And I'll be talking to a friend of the channel, Matt Bowers, who was the letterer for They Choose Violence, and is also a writer of books around here in Memphis. So, and oddly enough, a book called Memphis. So I'll be talking to him on Tuesday. So there you go. Yeah, that's all I got.
Playing,
Hell yeah.
playing,
And
don't get
then,
cut.
honestly, like, I'm just about to be getting back to this posting every day. Like, I'm about to have to throw some heat at these motherfuckers who can't read. And then I am currently trying to decide. I might do like a vote on like social media, like what my first YouTube video ends up being about, either between Luke Cage or Miles Morales, because I've been going back and reading both. Because I'm gonna be real honest with you. There's been some revisionist history about motherfucking freaking Bendis's initial run on Miles. There's been a lot of revisionist history about like niggas saying that Bendis don't know how to write black people, but no, like the OG Miles run is actually pretty damn good, and it has like one of my favorite like Sam Jackson Nick Fury moments ever, which is like him giving the Miles his first suit. So like I feel like there needs to be a conversation about motherfuckers having revisionist history all of a sudden.
Motherfucker, I said put on the
Charlie.
suit. Okay, ahead. You gotta talk shit.
I said she heard you.
Who?
She over here in my business.
Who's who?
Your niece.
Oh, hey, baby.
Over here minding my business because she heard you talking.
Yeah, because she loved me like she should. The fuck? Got me fucked up. Oh, Chas Ernie from Memphis, free Pooh Shiesty.
Man.
With that stupid shit. No, keep
Hey,
his
man, I
dumbass in there.
And I ain't got that kind of pull, so look. Look, hey, I can't look, you get locked up at 201, man. Look, that's a
Well, that
that's
shit
an
happened to me though.
experience. Man, for
Carrie,
real.
what you got, nigga? Let's talk about your shit in all 15 of your channels.
I just finished watching some movie. I don't know. So I don't remember what it was. I did a lot of things today. So of course, TikToks. I do have the Tin Can Society. I finally finished recording the last like 3 or 4 issues, and then I have to go back and finish reading Lost Fantasy so that I can do the video for Lost Fantasy and then do the video for Fireborn, which is the spinoff of Lost Fantasy. But I fell off of
Is that
Lost
any
Fantasy.
good?
Lost Fantasy is really good.
No, Fireborn. Is that even any good?
Yeah, it was good, but like I can't do the video because I never finished doing the videos for Lost Fantasy. So if I were to just go, hey, this is Fireborn, everybody's gonna be like, well, who the hell is that? Then I have to go back in time and talk about shit that I didn't start talking about. So
Okay, I was just like, the idea of a Jonas brother doing a comic book had me like, I don't know about that.
yeah, it was
Jonas
actually
brother.
The fourth Jonas brother, mind you, Franklin Jonas.
Frankly,
Oh.
yeah. It was really good though. It was good. I liked it.
Interesting.
And then something else.
Things,
remember. Words, yeah. I don't remember.
upload
Look,
this
there's
to
a lot of things that
Discord,
happened. I
so I don't
spent
have to
4
do
hours on my
every-
nails, so I do not remember what I
Yesterday.
was supposed to be doing.
Oh, question, JP. Somebody in the chat here wants to know when is that light skinned nigga dropping that YouTube video? I don't.
I don't see that in your chat. I
I-
literally just put out a.
The people want to know, man.
I was gonna do a thing where I do a vote about Luke Cage and Miles Morales. I said my first YouTube video.
You ain't give me no time though. You ain't give me no date.
Video.
You ain't give me no date. I told you for the swear jar we put in the jar. You got
I
till
don't
next
know
Friday.
why-
You
I'll
got
tell
till
you what.
I don't
I
know
will-
why you're trying to defend yourself.
The day that I
because
hit
I'm not
10K
gonna
on
let it go.
TikTok, I am 28 people away on TikTok. You give me 28 niggas on my TikTok, we will announce the day. How about that?
Hey, y'all do me a favor. Hold on. Why you fucking playing with me, nigga? Hold on.
They're
Decent.
not gonna let it go. I don't know why you
Nope.
don't. Just do it.
Niggas
Look,
on
nigga, you
TikTok.
can get 50 more motherfuckers on TikTok. I'm still gonna be waiting on you, be like, all right, so in the video.
I
In
am
the
very
video.
firm. I will. Matter of fact, I'll even do this. The day that I hit 10K, I will announce the Absolute Batman #1 first print giveaway, and I will announce the day my YouTube video comes out in the same video. That way, you can hold me to it, nigga. How about that?
Playing with games. Playing games with me. All right, so I need y'all to do me a favor because we got 38 people in the chat right
matter of
here.
fact, I'll even give you the exact number: 24. 24 as of earlier today. I'm at 9976. 24 niggas. You get 24 niggas, and they can't just like unfollow later on. Like they gotta be like real down motherfuckers for the cause. Like
I feel you.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Here's what we about to do. Because I'm about to call this nigga on his shit right now. That's what we about to do.
Oh.
We
I
ain't
have
TikTok.
38,000 people. Let me.
And from 8K to 9K was like 2 months.
all right.
Well, like I told Charlie, I hit 10K in like 2 days because a video I did on Witchblade, and it wasn't even a long video. It wasn't anything like it was literally like a 7-second video using fucking sound from Family Guy. And that video went viral in like 18 hours, and
All right.
I hit 10K in like I hit 10K in like 2 days.
Jesus.
And I was like, what is happening? And then, but I wasn't paying attention because it's still sitting at like, I think it's sitting at like 3 million views now. I have to actually go through and try to fucking find it. But I think it's sitting at like 3 million views now. And then I have a second one that also went viral in like 10 hours where I said I used the same sound, but it was for Kill la Kill, about them not having any clothes on.
No.
Basically. And they're just like, telling Meg to shut the fuck up.
Meg, shut up.
I was like, those 2 videos is how I even got to 10K, and it literally took me like 4 days, something like that.
Real quick.
But after that, I actually had to work. It was gross.
Real quick.
You triggered my trap card.
All right, nigga. For the 34 of y'all that are watching still right now currently, I need at least 24 of y'all to go to the description of this video. The description of this video, there's a link to JP's TikTok there. I need y'all to click that link and follow this nigga. And I better get a date for this video by tomorrow. I better get a date for this shit by tomorrow. Rapido!
Let me find his name on here. Hold on.
It's in the description, niggas. But yeah, let's get this done, bruh. You got till next Friday, and every day after that, $1 in the jar until that shit drops.
Matter of fact, like I'll even like if it hits May 1st, I'll even be that motherfucker right there. If you get it done by tomorrow, May 1st, I'll even cut you a bone.
All
if
right.
all 3 of y'all niggas do a little unified teamwork to get that to hit 10K by midnight tomorrow,
It won't take that long. I'm gonna get the threads post up too. This shit happening, nigga. I don't want no more excuses about this shit. And my notifications will be on for as soon as that shit drops. No matter where I am, I will see that shit and it will be watched, nigga.
There you go. I even put it in the Discord chat for y'all.
But yeah, y'all, we're gonna close the show out with a special message. Just a reminder for y'all to make sure that things operate in the world the way they should. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, forever and always, remember.
Read, nigga, read.
I was about to say, what the hell?
I need to cut it that way. It just does that. Like I need to redo a cut of that.
Yeah, I'm at my soundboard at some point. I had to add some stuff around. The Discord. Oh, y'all may not be familiar. So in my if you guys look in the description below is where this nigga's link to his TikTok is. Right below that, you'll see a link there to my Discord server to where myself and a bunch of other amazing individuals who love nerdy things and we get together to congregate and talk about and have watch parties and all that good thing of nerdy stuff. Just for warning for people that before y'all join, no homophobia, no tap dancing, no coonery, no shucking and jiving will be accepted in any form or fashion, or you can see yourself out the door. But besides that, y'all come on in and fuck with your boy. I think I've been doing watch parties for Daredevil Born Again in there, and I'm thinking about doing some other stuff, but it should be late. But that is all, y'all. Thank y'all so much for showing up and showing out, everyone. This has been another episode 11 to be exact, of Pull This Therapy on Captain Diesel's Dojo. Y'all remember, forever and always.
You're now watching the Captain.
And we'll see you guys later. Peace, y'all.
Come and play with me, we control it like how you play with me, we gon' hold it down. Come and play with me, we control it live, Sega Genesis, yeah it's going down.